All right, folks. I think we are back up and running. We had a power flux here. MH went to check on a few things. He should be back shortly. In the meantime, it looks like Mason took that last game down. So it'll be 5-6, his first lead of the match for Mason. So apologize about that. We had like a power surge or something. Lights went on and off and lost the connection. So appreciate you sticking with us. We are back up and running. If you can, like and share, let everyone know that we are back on. All right. Mason with another monster break. See what he likes. It's a little bit of a trickier table than his previous breaks here. I think he might like stripes here. Just because they're kind of scattered on the outside a little bit, but doesn't have a really good starter shot, so for that reason he may take solids. Problem with solids is going to be that 5 ball. All right, Joe. Appreciate it. Andrew, thank you. Yeah, Chris. I don't know this whole building, but all the lights kind of flickered, and it wasn't all at the same time. Like it was just different parts of the building. I don't know exactly what it was. Like maybe a surge or something. So yep, Mason starting with the stripes. Oh, and if that 9 ball goes, that would be really nice. I don't know if it does. Gonna be a little tricky. But yeah, if you guys just joined us, power outage, apologize. We're in the middle of the rack. It was tied 5-5. Mason got a chance back to the table, took the rack down, and took the first lead, his first lead of the game. So 6-5. And he's working on a break and run. This would be number 4 for him, I think, if he can get it done. But that 9 ball is going to be tough, so don't know if there's a way out of this table. But, if he hits this 11 good, see what happens. Can he develop the 9 ball? That's the key part of this rack here is that 9 ball. And he developed it, but missed a shot. So it's got to be a little relief for John there. Coming back to the table. He's going to want to keep it close. MH on his way back into the booth. All right, so John on stripes. I'm sorry, John is on solids, I believe. Yeah, solids. I apologize. All right, MH back in the booth with us. Got it back up and running. We had to restart the stream.
Had to fix the internet. That's right, the whole thing.
MH used his MacGyver skills, fixed the entire building.
Do you know why they invented the internet in the first place?
I do.
Me too. Shall I tell them?
Tell him.
Cat videos.
That is incorrect. Do you know who invented the internet? Pop quiz in the chat. Who invented the internet?
United States military.
Very good. Vietnam. U.S. military developing the internet. Wasn't really called the internet then, though. A little rusty on what they called it.
It's just really a communication channel, really, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Chris G says Al Gore.
And Kim Jong-un also claimed to have invented the internet.
I saw one of the funniest Saturday Night Live skits ever in my life was with Al Gore. Well, they were impersonating an Al Gore back in the day. That was so funny.
I remember seeing an Al Gore one on South Park.
Oh, really?
where he was warning everybody about an upcoming, well, I don't know, pig monster or something it was.
Yeah, they've gone
Scares
so
me.
over the top with the South Park skits. I don't even know how it's still on the air.
Yeah, isn't that cool? All those shows that we used to watch because they're politically incorrect, still going strong.
And so is John. He's got to get. I don't know if he's on the 5 here or not. I don't think so. Can he cut the 3? Can he see it?
Yeah, oh yeah. You just roll it into the side pocket gently,
Yeah.
end up straight on the 5.
He's got to play the speed right. I mean, he's taken some shots, some really nice shots, and really has not been rewarded.
Oh, look at that
He
kiss
got-
on that ball.
Oh, this is going
How
to work.
full in the face did he kiss that 14 state to get there?
This is going to work nice.
And he played that because really at that speed, it wasn't hard enough to come off the bottom rail and come back up again.
Well, he does got to hit this with a little speed, though. And when you're hitting a shot with a little speed,
Yeah.
it makes it missable.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like he's going to have to sort of power follow through, which goes away from the ball, but it's
Yeah.
a
He's-
way to come across. He's got
to come off that rail.
to get out of the hook zone, the blind side, behind these stripes. Can't just roll this ball in the pocket.
Oh, wow, nice.
Pound it in at speed. If you hit as long as you don't hit the points, it goes in at any speed.
And that was even harder drawing that shot. That was really nice.
Inside English.
All right, this is to tie it back up. Get nice on the 8, and he does.
It's tough to have enough inside English on that shot. But he's okay with this, isn't he?
A little bit of a back cut. Not a whole lot of work. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a match. 6-6, race to 15. We're going to be here for the long haul. Thanks for staying with us through the power outage. Appreciate it. That might have been you who knocked out the power.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been. I don't know.
While I was sitting here next to you.
You know what I think it was, honestly? Whatever music they were playing, the bass was so loud. I think it like rattled something.
It was probably a thunderstorm somewhere miles away. It just sent a shockwaves down into the system.
The moonlight reflected off Venus and changed the orbital pattern of Jupiter,
Wow.
causing...
Moonlight, huh?
Yeah. That might be a bit out there, but... Why did I go to that view? That's our view right there. I am a bad... What do you call the person that... The producer?
Bad producer.
Bad producer.
There you
Yeah.
go.
My transitions are horrible.
Mm-hmm. And your use of the English language.
Thank you. What Mesa says, I'm a square, all right. I did not read the... What's that?
Fred Reiner, hi there. Great comeback, he says, by Mason. Awesome match. And I wholeheartedly concur, Fred. He's working hard on this rack, though, isn't he? Those little spins the balls. I see a lot of people do that. What's the rolling them like that? Why roll them like that? Is it just trying to get them all pushed together, or is there some other reason for that?
So Ray actually gave me a really good demonstration on this, what he's doing, on how he's racking. I mean, it would take me a while to explain it, but I know what he's doing.
What's the gist?
So racking is a lot more important than a lot of people think. You really do want the balls locked up. And a lot of times when you're racking, you're always going to get a little separation off the initial rack.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to find out where the balls are rolling. Like if they're rolling forward, you want to bring the balls backwards and then let them roll into place, so to speak. And if they're going the other way, vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And by rolling that back row up, it kind of gives it... I don't have the vocabulary to explain it.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
You're just not making any sense right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop doing it. Like,
I do want to know what you're trying to say there. There we go. John gets one in the side pocket.
It's I think his best break of the night there.
Beautiful wide open table.
Yep.
Half the balls up table.
Yeah, that's his best break of the night right there. And I think you're going with solids here.
Just because you don't have a good shot on a stripe?
Well, no, because everything has a home. The 3, the 6, the 7, the 2, everything has a home.
Yeah. You
But
could say the same for stripes, really.
Stripes, yeah. I mean, but yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe it's just because the starter shot is a bit easier for the solids. But they're both good.
Yeah. And so it's all about figuring a pattern that gets you on the 3 ball. And there's
Yeah.
the 2 ball to
If
do that. If you
anything-
get straightish on the 2.
I'll tell you what, the stripes do control a pocket, though. They control a top right pocket, which may make you lean towards the stripes. But again, where's your starter shot?
He may have a shot on the 9 ball, but it's really, I mean, solids are lovely. You know, you don't have to work hard to get a shot on the stripes. If he can find a nice way to get on the 3, and I kind of think that he's got to use the 2 ball to do that. Not necessarily, though. In fact, he's ended up straight on this 4 ball, which has made it awkward to use the 4 ball productively. He's on the 2 ball, but maybe a little bit too much angle to use it to get on the 3.
I had the TV off behind us. I got that back turned on, so
Great, so I can watch TV with the back of my head.
there you go.
Thanks for that. Wants to get slightly straighter on the 2 than he was, and I don't know if he has got any straighter on the 2. He's now almost committed to shooting the 2.
Yeah, and he's fine still slow rolling it if need be.
But the problem is just getting on the 3. He may concede that he's not going to use the 2 to get on the 3 now. And
Yeah, he ain't getting to the 3 with
I
the
feel
2
like
ball.
he wanted to be straighter on this 2 and get on the 3, and then he's sort of out. Got chances here, but there's always another way, though, isn't there?
Yeah, if that
He can get on the 6 ball.
yeah, he gets on the 6 and then the 6 goes to the 3. Well, not now. Now it's tough.
So a little bump on the 7, which
Yeah, he's forced to take the 1 almost, and that's gonna make it tough to get to anything.
and he showed us earlier he's up for the challenge of working his way through these racks when they just go a little bit difficult. He's still got a shot on the 1. He can use the 1 to just stop shot basically, or something to let himself a long shot on the 6. And if he can shoot the 1 and then just roll the 6 ball in, he gets on the 7 and on the 3, and he's out. Say out. His whatever last shot ball he uses, he's got to find a way to get onto the 8 ball here, because it's his nearest pocket is blocked.
Andrew's saying he is only with us because he got the notification. Well, if you subscribe and we go live, you should get a notification. As long as we don't go live more than like 3 times in a day. We only get like 3 or 4 notifications a day, I think.
So he's got a choice here. He can roll that 6 ball in, but he's also on the 3. He might just like his chances of rolling this 3 ball in better and ending up between those 2 solids for a shot.
Yeah, he might even run into
Needs
the
to struck
8.
this one good in, just straight rolling follow. Struck accurately.
Yeah, the 8 could come and play as a stopper, possibly.
Oh, and that's what you just said, but it
yeah.
didn't quite stop it.
No.
And he does play a game that he's not afraid to play kisses like that, and he's played a lot of good ones in this match already. That one didn't work, and of course that speed, if you don't get that kiss, he's put himself in trouble. I don't know if the 7 has a chance to get into the side pocket.
He can cut it all the way down, but he's going to lose the cue ball.
Cut it into the corner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I mean, it's so hard to control the cue ball with that shot. Does he have I don't see a good bank shot either. Yeah, this is tricky. And it's almost a do or die shot, right? Because if he misses,
Yeah,
it's kind of selling out the table.
yeah, he's not expecting to get any kind of safety. So he has to make the 7.
Getting most of the crowd back. Thanks, guys. Sorry about the outage. Tried getting it back up as soon as I could. Thought it was going to reboot on its own, but MH had to go MacGyver. And then I don't know what I did, but
I didn't do anything.
I know
I
you
just
did.
went out and took a mouthful of me food out there. If that did it, then.
What'd you get?
Salmon. The salmon is.
Ooh, look at that
yeah,
shot.
that's that shot.
Oh, no reward.
He's now.
Zero
Got the
reward.
shot even tougher. There's a kick shot into the corner pocket. And it's tough to imagine calling anything else except for this kick shot.
We got another donation for our juniors from, let me see if I get this one right, Crappy Gamer Dad.
Wow.
That's almost like a plan. What could there be a Crappy Gamer Dad? If you're a gamer, how could, I don't know. But thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I love the name.
He's actually got two potential kick shots here to save this rack. Kicking sideways here.
And he says, let's go, Mason. So thank you, Crappy Gamer Dad. And happy Father's Day.
This is a longer route to the 6-ball and then a shorter route to the pocket. If he went to the end rail, it would be a easier sort of shorter route to the 6.
I think it's
longer pocket.
easier to kick it down the right side coming off the top rail. Well, I don't know.
You gotta, you feel your way into making this decision, isn't it? Whichever one you feel.
Maynard's saying Maynard can jump. I saw him make a jump shot at state that was incredible. This would be a hard jump.
Yeah,
on
there
the
were people
6.
who would jump this. I never would, but I know that people would. Yeah, to get over that 10 ball and down soon enough, that seems almost impossible.
Maynard, that's
not,
a brave shot. I'd love to see somebody attempt that. That's tough.
I like John's shot choice here. He can get a good thickish contact on this 6.
What do you think about coming off the top rail?
Doesn't really get you on the 8 though, because the 8 doesn't. You still got a trick shot on the 8 ball.
Oh man, I love it down in the chat. This is awesome. Andrew just donated $10.01 to the juniors program, which is nice ride there, which is 2 cents more than Crappy Gamer Dad. And Andrew says cheapskate. So
wow,
2 cents and says cheapskate. I love it. All right, Mason with duck soup here.
It's been a while since we've seen Mason. It feels.
He had a slow start, but man, did he come back with a vengeance here. Last ball, 10 ball.
What planning from Patrick there? Can have a weird little angle on this 11 ball. Not going to cause him too much problem.
Come off the top rail and back.
Nicely struck. Look at that.
Boom.
Draw with spin. That's lovely, isn't it? Doesn't really want to be straight on this 14 because he's got to get back out. He'd love to end up straight on the 10 somehow, and that's means the cue ball's got to travel across table. He whacked it in, and that's as good as it gets, really.
Yeah, that's...
In hindsight, you might have just played a follow shot up to the top rail and back down.
Yeah, this is a funny angle here.
So it's not quite what he was planning there. He's obviously still got a shot here.
I wonder if he's going to come all the way around this table. 1, 2.
That was nicely done.
There you go.
Just take your medicine and shoot the ball in.
Love that shot. Love that shot.
There we go. Looks easy, doesn't it? Simple.
Yeah, so he just went on what I call autopilot. You know, he's not thinking about what he's doing. He's just doing what he knows how to do. It's just natural, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we call mastery. When you can do something and you don't have to think about it, it's just instinctive. That's when you've reached that master level.
And the student becomes the master.
What comes first?
The chicken or the egg? That's an easy one.
I still don't think they've solved it yet.
It's simple. It's been solved.
You're gonna have to let me in on this.
What came first, chicken or the egg? The egg
The egg came
came
first.
first.
Who laid the egg?
Dinosaur.
Well, that would make sense. Look at another great break by Mason.
Dinosaurs had eggs millions of years before chickens existed. End of discussion.
Andrew said all for the juniors. Special thanks to Connie and Mike. Yep. Connie's there every Sunday. And who's Mike that works with the juniors? Do I know?
Well, Mike Lemire has
Mike
been
Lemire. Okay.
stopping by on Sundays, and
I know Mike Lemire. Thank you, Mike, as well. Yeah, I know Connie's been with the juniors for a while. Been a long time working with the juniors.
nice little speed control shot here. Drop that 7 in, rush past the 15 on the one ball nicely. Beautiful, really.
All right, so
A joy to watch. Now, it's not done yet. I think the 6 ball goes past the 8, and so he can play a stoppage type shot here. Yeah, no problem.
oh wow, that's 6. If it goes by the 8, I thought.
Yeah.
Really? Does it really go by the 8?
You thought it was tougher.
Okay, looking down the pipe, it does go. It's
Right down the pipe, huh?
more room than I thought, but I mean, he is really going to come close to the 8 ball. I mean, it's going to come close where you got to be careful here. Yep, he had more than full pocket there, so I think it's going to be the third break and run for Mason. Ooh, it's coming a little far. Made the shot a little tricky. He wanted to just roll a little shorter, but he's still good.
Pops it in.
Yeah, he is definitely back
Beautiful.
in stroke now.
Hitting the ball well, though, isn't he? And that gives him a 2-game lead.
You know how everyone's got like pet words that they say all the time?
Uh-huh.
Like Chris G always says, oh, I forget what he says. I always forget what it is. But Maynard says, MH sounds like an ice skating commentator.
Really?
Lots of laughs. Lovely. Really.
Ice skating
you just said
commentator.
really.
Lovely. Really?
You just
Really?
hit both your words.
Oh,
Lovely.
well,
Really.
great. Fine.
I-
Smashing.
well, you can hit me up next.
Well,
I have a bunch of them too.
if you have any ice skating matches you want me to commentate on, let me know.
Ice skating. Do they still have ice skating matches on?
Oh, yeah. To the Olympics.
It used to be a big deal back in the 90s. It was always, well, I think it was because Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah.
But
Those guys. Knee breakers. Tanya, obviously, not Nancy. Thinking about, that was a push, wasn't it? No, there's no push in 8 ball, so that was just a foul. He was trying to touch the 15 and get to a rail and just leave Mason all sort of snugged up. Did not get to the rail.
well, Chris G just put a poll out in the chat room, but I don't know how to minimize it, so it's like blocking my chat room. I can't see the chat rooms, but looks like we'll have a.
Great production values coming from Mr. G there.
Looks like
Poll,
Mason.
who will win the match?
Mason just touched the 11 ball, so we're gonna move it back. So
I usually make him move it back because it was obviously in the way. Otherwise, you wouldn't have touched it.
cue ball fouls only here. All right, now
Where's that
Mason.
one ball going?
So he took
Okay.
stripes. Stripes is going to be tough to get out.
Yeah.
See how he does it.
He's going to transition and get a shot on the 15 ball there, and if he gets a nice angle on it, he can pick these off. He doesn't really want to hit these from behind because you kind of push him into worse clusters. And the 15 goes nicely into the corner, so if he can get on it. Draw straight back. He's just on kind of the wrong angle on both of the 11 and the 13 to use them nicely to get on that 15. He's really got to use these balls while he's on the 15. Because of that, he's on the 15 right now. So he's just going to pump these open a little bit as he rolls this 15 in. Look how close he's going to be going to the 7 ball. The 7 ball almost looks like it's in the way. But
Oh, wow.
as you see there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That opens everything up.
Yep.
Well, Chris, I did figure it out. I just hit the close button, so I don't know what happened to the poll. Chris is remoted in and taking over the computer. So I'm trying to keep stats in my head, but right now Mason has 4 break and runs, right? And John has 1. And Mason also has a table run, so technically 5 table runs.
Well, in Mason's little run there, streak of runs, he got 4 games, and he did make 4 successful breaks.
Yep.
But that was over the span of 5 games because his first table run came from a dry break. He broke in that last 5th rack and didn't run out. So really using that break and counting it obviously would be cheating.
Yeah, but as of right now, he's got 3 table runs. So if he gets this one, this would be number 4.
Oh, you mean in this run?
Yeah, if he gets out here, this will be his 4th break and run.
Wow.
With
Second
additionally,
run of 4. Okay.
yeah, with additionally, he had that dry break and run. So 5 table runs out of 8 games, and that's
So here's controlling this shot here.
that's pretty
Make
good.
sure he doesn't get something weird, a weird angle on this 13.
Might just stop it. There
It's
you
nice,
go.
isn't it? Look at that. Simple.
Yep.
Stun at the right speed and he ends up.
And then just follow here. Try to get straight on the 8. Just don't over follow.
Great. That's perfect.
Oh, we just said, man,
Jinx.
kick me out of the booth.
No, I jinx you. If we say the same word at the same time, first person to jinx the other. Do you ever play that? You're not allowed to speak now until someone says your name.
That's right. They play.
Patrick.
Do they
Thank
play
you.
that in England?
Yeah.
They
yeah.
play the same
Jinx,
thing
yeah.
here in the
If you
States.
say the same word, you jinx each other. Or
Did
who
the
can say it
girls
first?
have like cooties too in England?
I have no idea what you're getting at.
You don't know what cooties is?
Negative, Captain.
My little nephew, he mentioned it the other day, and I thought it was hilarious. I hadn't heard it in so long. But he was playing with a girl, and we were like, "Oh, that's your girlfriend." He's like, "No, girls got cooties." And I was like, "Oh my
yeah, I've
god, I
heard that. Yeah, sure.
forgot all about that." That's funny how some of the countries they have similar things in common like that. All right, let's see here.
9-6. Mason storming ahead here. If he can get a successful break and keep John out of the picture.
This is Mason's biggest lead of the
So
match.
hitting the head ball, sort of half ball. Strangely, it kind of puts a different kind of twist on the rack. They've opened up nicely. Balls did go in. A ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Maynard said it. Jinx, so I owe him a drink.
And then somebody has to say your name 3 times or something to unjinx yourself, but you're not allowed to speak.
I'm not playing it though, so.
No, I mean, not a good game to play in the comedy box. Uh-oh. Where's that ball going to freeze? Oh, he's okay. Game of millimeters there. I think he's nicely on the 3 ball.
Do you think so?
I don't know. Maybe he's got to spin
I
it.
don't know.
Play a little masse shot. He's still considering shooting it in the side.
I think he's hooked city right now.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I can look right at the table. He is. He's in trouble. He does not have. So he's kicking the 3 ball in the side pocket.
Got a hit.
He
You gonna
sure
leave?
did. Now, if John wants to get back in this match, he's now got a chance. Needs
Yeah.
to do something productive here.
He left a good table for John, but did not leave a great starting shot for him. I mean, that 15 does not roll past the 14. So I think
Yeah.
he's got to take the 13 ball here as his only shot.
Can he shoot the 10?
I don't like it. Well,
Is he on the 13?
he's got the 13,
Oh, okay.
but
Well,
10
he's okay.
actually, I do like the 10. I mean, he'd run into the 11, but I think you can control the cue ball more with that shot.
Yeah, if he's on the 13 here, then he's good.
Oh, Mark House says last game was not a breaking run. I guess. Okay. I thought it was.
Luckily, someone's paying attention. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
We were just putting that out there as a test to see if you were paying attention, and Mark House wins the prize. And today's prize, Mark, for you, next time you're in, make sure you collect it, is a free glass of seltzer water from the bar with no ice.
I don't think any of your jokes are funny. I just laugh at them. I never heard that before. That was funny. I had to think about it, though. All right, so yeah, I missed the foul.
Too busy laughing. Oh, yeah, that joke.
Could have been.
But no, wasn't a joke. So left himself just a little bit more steeper on this 14 than you might have wanted. He's still going to bear down and shoot it.
I think he's got the 12 too if he wants it. I mean, the 12 leads good to the 10 as long as he's on it, but can't really tell if he's hooked or not. Take another look at it here. Definitely doesn't like with a 9. You might have to use the 9 as your last ball. It's going to be tough to get to regardless. No easy path. Got a whole wall of solids blocking the middle of the table there.
Well, he's not going to shoot this until he's figured it out, until he's happy with it.
I mean, what do you like, the 14 or the 12 here?
I don't like the 14, but I want it gone. So if I felt I could just be fairly confident shooting this ball in, I would just shoot it and get rid of it. Let the cue ball drift across table. I mean, he's on the 9 ball too if he wants, and unless he's going to leave the 9 till last, might as well find a way to get it out there, because it's not really super critical if you choose which direction you choose to shoot the 8 ball in, but so 9 ball's kind of out there all by itself, and if he likes using this to get better on the 14, that's what he's going to do. The 14's actually a nice sort of transition shot to get him back down table again. If he can get straightish on it.
Oh, there you go.
Beautiful.
You called that.
That's what he wanted. I don't know if the 10 ball goes past the 12 ball. If it did, this would be nice and simple. You'd get on that. But let's assume the 12 ball's in the way. It's a little trickier because
I think
roll forward and get the 11. Draw back for the 12 maybe. Might be smarter.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, draw back a little bit.
Because if he rolls forward, he's really got to roll.
Get close to drawing back to where the side pocket is.
Get that really nice.
Yeah, that's really good. Good control. Speed control there.
And he's almost on the right side of the 12, too.
And he's got his choice. I mean, the 12, or maybe he just likes the 11 right now.
I think he's going to play that
if
12
you draw,
to the 10.
Well, if you like it, if they sit good. But think about shooting the 11 in and drawing back to get straight on the 10. Then it's a stop, finish. But he's going forward. He's shooting the 12.
It should come on nicely under the... Oh, okay. He put a lot of foul on that.
Yeah, nicely controlled. He's got himself nicely in a shot on the side pocket here.
Yeah, he's really working nice through this rack. I mean, not the easiest run here.
Maybe he had to play this super soft and just stay there. Let the cue ball roll just a hair forward to get on the 10.
Yep.
Really soft.
Looks like he's falling all the way past it.
He may prefer to go
Yeah.
in and out, give it a proper stroke.
That's confidence right there.
His angle was going just a little bit towards the 10. He's got a
Maynard.
good angle here, though. I mean, he's far enough away from these balls they shouldn't hinder him, and he's got a hair of an angle which just gets him closer to straight on the 8. So he's looking really good here. Just got to make sure that this bridge that he's using, which is not his normal bridge or not the normal distance, doesn't get him somehow.
Speed is really good there.
Looking great. Sorry, you were going to say something about Maine, and I
Oh, he's,
didn't let you.
he's hitting up your words again. Lovely, really.
Lovely.
I can't say it as good as you do.
Indubitably.
You say it a lot better. That was nice out there by John.
I've got to find a way to slide indubitably into a proper sentence later.
Can you give us the definition of indubitably?
I think it just means, what does it mean? Yeah, sure, certainly, correct.
I think it means like absolutely or yes, you're absolutely correct.
I remember I was training in a guy to do pool table work. And I said to him, what we need is someone who shows initiative. I'm like, do you know what initiative means? And he said, well, I don't really know what it means, but I think I can use it in a sentence. He's like, the coach showed great initiative when he picked that player or made that decision. I'm like, yeah, I guess it kind of does sort of fit there.
Kind of. Yeah.
But what this guy, I asked him about it later again, another time, and what he didn't do is show enough initiative to bloody well look the word up and actually know what it is next time I asked him about it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right? If I've
Yeah,
brought it up and I
he
mentioned it and
he
say, do you know what
lacked-
it means?
Yeah.
If you had initiative, you'd go off and look it up,
He lacked initiative.
unfortunately.
So is he still working with you?
Negative, Captain.
Because of zero initiative.
He
That's one thing they want in the Marines. They want you to have initiative.
Do they? Can't just wait back and wait for somebody else to show you the right way to do it.
Not unless you want to die.
Mm.
All right. Let's check out John's break. He had a good break a few games ago. So keeping it within 2.
He's firing right at the head ball here. Cue ball bouncing back. Oh, look at that cue ball. Get a replay on that. Whoever controls their cue ball in the middle of the table quite like that. Only when you hit it perfect.
Yeah, that cue ball.
Look at the cue ball here. This is what you're aiming for. There's no chance of scratching if you hit it this perfect.
I just pulled it back.
And that little bit of follow. Cue ball bounces back. The follow puts the brakes on.
Nice break. He's made a ball, and what do you like?
Yeah, they're not quite as wide open as other racks. But he's got to be happy with that break.
Yeah, and
If you cut the 7, does the 7 ball go past the 13 right away and just be done with that part? And
it may. I mean, you almost like to be stripes here, but I don't think
he's
there's-
shooting solids. He's playing the
Yeah.
3 ball. At least that's what he was thinking right there as he got down.
I don't think he can.
The
I think
7
he's
ball,
too
does
thin.
it go past the 15 the other way? So the 7 ball doesn't really have a pocket except for potentially a side pocket or a long other side of the table long pocket.
Okay, he does have the. I don't think he had enough of the 3.
Yeah, he doesn't mind bumping balls here. And actually, if he follows this 1 ball forward, there you go. He's pointing his cue to the line that he can be on to pick that 7 ball out and shoot it in the side pocket.
Yeah, and even if he rolls too far, he's got the 13 as the stopper there, which I think he's probably playing that regardless.
You what?
If he's playing that 1, he's got that 13 to stop the cue.
How does it do that?
I'll show you.
A 13, if he hits this ball too hard, is going to be the thing that gets him in trouble, and he's going to be hiding behind it.
Well, if he hits it then, if he hits it full. We'll see how. Depends on how.
What
he hits
ball are
this
you
one.
shooting right now? The 1 ball?
The 1 ball.
Yeah, just roll forward, right? He's fairly straight on the 1. He's just going to roll forward.
Then he's straighter than I can see then.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he might have had a little more angle in his
Oh,
cue
the
ball
way he's
goes.
queuing up to it, it looks like he does have angle. It's amazing how you can't tell.
Yeah, it's his
I
hard.
thought he was straight on this ball.
See, that's what I was talking
That is
about.
exactly right. That's what you said. So, Patrick making yet another great read and doing what I'm not able to do, which is tell the bloody angles by looking at the screen.
It says, I mean, I get them wrong 99% of the time. Broken clock is right twice a day.
That's good, isn't it? A broken clock.
I just got a grandfather clock fixed.
Oh, yeah?
Sitting in my house for almost a year. And we finally got it working.
I think I saw it out there, didn't I? Didn't you have it? You've had it for a while?
We've had
sitting,
it for
which room is that sitting in? Downstairs by the pool table? Or?
No, it's in we got like a sunroom.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been sitting there and we got the clock and we found a really bad clocksmith who held my clock hostage, and then we found a wizard at clocks, and he fixed it. It was great.
Wow.
But so this is what I don't like about the 7-ball though, is the cue ball is so close to the object ball. That makes it shot tough.
Yeah, he's taking a good time to think about this, but really, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, if he can make sure that he gets the 7-ball into the pocket, he will have shots, probably.
When you were saying
he's playing in the side.
Oh, wow. This is really tough.
The cue ball's got a lot further to travel here. 7-ball's going to hopefully roll into the side pocket. Negative, Captain. Shoot it. Accidentally, or maybe not accidentally, making that stripe in the side is taking away Mason's easy opener here.
So when you were saying, I can't even pronounce it, but indubitably. Maynard is like, are you trying to say undeniably? He might be. I don't know.
Indubitably. Brittany Fong's missus is here.
All right. Mason trying to switch chairs here. He's going to sit in the bleachers to see if that changes things or something. I don't know.
You get a good view of the table from the bleachers because you're raised up a little bit. He's on the...
Oh, yeah. Looks like we have all our viewers back now from our last outage, which was, we were tied 5-5. And then Mason went on to win that game, going ahead 6-5. And we've been live since, so no more outages. Hopefully none for the rest of the night.
And John did make that last shot, and he's left himself this tough shot on the 6-ball.
Oh,
he scratches.
no.
Unlucky. Or maybe that's just where that ball goes. It was his only shot. He kind of ran into a little bit of trouble there.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens when you make a great shot like this. The gods say that was awesome, but
you can say it's the gods, but doesn't that where that ball just goes?
Yeah.
So Mason taking the 10-ball out first. This is the first shot that if he can control this one nicely. Well, he hasn't, has he?
Oh, no, he's good.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see the 14 there.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was, presumably he was really planning on going past
a
little bit further and past the 8 so he could have shots on the other 2 stripes.
I was like, no, he's perfect.
But you're right. I guess you only need one way to get out.
Yeah. Oh, can he come out? I can't tell the angle, but he should be able to spin out here for the 15. Or he could just roll. Yeah, okay, so he did have that angle. I was worried that he didn't have the angle there. This is to get to double digits here. Oh, that's nice speed there.
Well, 7-10.
And I think at this point now, John has definitely got to keep it within 2 games from here on out.
Yeah, he'd love to win this next track, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
If Mason creeps too far ahead, it seems like a bit of a hill to climb. At 7-10, John's definitely right in the mix here.
Looks like we're going to take a bit of a player break. So we'll go to our stadium view here, our break cam. Still got our 10-ball. You know what I should do is look up and see where we're at in the 10-ball tournament right now.
And I'm going to look up John Giles' last name, find out where it's from.
Giles? Ooh. Predictions. Well, where do you think Koch? Well, you probably know where Koch is from.
German, like 80% of everybody else around here.
I'm
this
thinking
area.
Penglase is British. English.
It is, but not in the English language. It's another language from England called Cornish, which has sort of died out. They can read and write it, but they don't speak it. It's a Gaelic language, so it's related to Welsh and Irish, which they
Gaelic.
do still speak. And so similar to those, but it means light on the hill in Cornish.
Light on the hill.
Yeah.
Nice. Like King of the Hill?
Maybe. Never thought of that. We thought like lighthouse keepers or shipwreckers, because the bandits used to build fires on the either side of rocks, because in the early days of the navigation, they would build fires on the either side of the river estuary. So as your ship's coming in from the sea, you aim right for the big river mouth. But sometimes bandits would put the fires on either side of rocks. Ships would crash. They'd loot them.
Interesting. I was just I got to finish this documentary I was watching, but there's this ship. I'm losing the name in my head here, but there's an Irish guy. He's got a woodworking shop. But this guy was a captain, went up to the Antarctic in like 1904, passed away. Family, wanted part of the ship, so they gave him the ship's cabin, and they used it as a shed for like 100 years. And they just hired him to restore it back to its originality. And it's a real big piece of history, because he's like one of the first to explore the Arctic shelf, and it was the cabin's quarters. Really kind of cool. But, all right, so we got Mason back to the table.
Yeah, it says that the last name Giles is of English origin, Norman. Normans really were from France, but they invaded and took over England.
Yes, Chris G. We were on a break.
That's really from a personal first name. Giles. Yeah, it is a first name, isn't it? But it actually derives from Latin originally, and Greek, and it's a young goat, is what Giles means in ancient Greek.
All right, here we go on the back to the break. Mason drops, looks like 2 solids. Look at where all the stripes are on the left side of the table there. Look at this.
Wow.
I mean,
that's amazing.
Yikes. Yeah, this is a crazy looking table. I don't even know what you want here. Maybe the stripes, but
yeah, I mean, you can re-break, and there's shots in the side pocket. I mean, you got the 11 ball right there to start with, and
you're gonna start with the 9. It looks.
Well,
like.
yeah, 9 to a nice little angle on the 11, and get in amongst those balls and relocate them. And actually, you really don't need to. It might be smarter just to roll gently forward on this 11. Then you get on the 14. The other balls all go in the side pocket, so don't have to really bump anything up if you pick these off.
I like drawn back here. Wait, no, the 10 does not go past the 4. So
yeah, no, I'd roll forward on this 11 and get on the 14, I think.
The 14 goes past the 4?
Yeah, I think so. If it doesn't, then you got to go in and bump it out.
Tricky rack here.
He's going for the 11. All right, let's see how he likes it. He's digging down. Yeah, you said draw, didn't you?
Yeah, I said draw back.
What for?
Right there. You're on the 10.
Stop shot. He's trying to pick these balls off in the middle pocket here.
Yeah, 10, roll forward. So in our weekly 10 ball, we got on the winner side David Searing, Bong, Nguyen, Lyle Gobble, and Sean Hilgers, all on the winner side. Still got quite a few people on the one loss side. All right, tough ball is going to be that 14. Everything else is in the open here. It all depends on sliding that 14 past the 4 ball. And I think you're right. I think that does go. But you almost have to play it off the rail. You're going to have to play it off the rail. and use all of the pocket. He's probably going to want to be straight on it when he shoots it.
Looks like he's gearing up at the 13, and he's going to bump the 14. So
I like
he
that.
He doesn't think the 14 goes. He's played a little bump. It definitely doesn't go now. And he's on the wrong side of the 15 to make that useful. And the 15 is the only ball he has a shot on, which means he would love not to shoot the 15 now. The 15 gives him the control.
If he
of the
jumps,
14.
he might want to consider jumping this 9 on. If he does, but yeah, because that 15 is his bus ball. If he hits this in the side, he's going to be in trouble. All right, let's see. I mean, he could spin around the 3 if he's confident in his Massey abilities, but it really it leads to nothing. So, is he going to try to jump the 15? He might try that, or the combo.
He's playing a combination and drawing back. He's going for it. He's trying to break this 14 out, which means this combination has to go in.
Yep.
It's a sell the farm shot. If you don't make it, he broke out Mason's ball in the process.
Yeah, that is a sell the farm shot right there. If you don't make it, I like the aggression though.
I don't know. No point using aggression just to walk into a brick wall. Of course, if he'd made that combination, no one could complain about it.
Look at the split he got on that. That was really nice.
Yeah, now he can leave the 14 till his last ball. 15 to get on it.
No, he's on the solids.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Where's that? Is it going to be on the 1? Nope, he's going to have to take the 6. Or no, maybe he does got the 1.
He's got the 7.
Or the 7? It's hard to tell. Oh, yeah, he's out. It's so interesting when you're looking at the TV cam. Like, sometimes it's hard to tell if a ball goes or not. Sometimes there's balls I'm like, oh, that goes all day, and there's no way that it goes.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, that doesn't go, and then it goes all day. Probably going to just roll forward here. Play the 8 opposite side. It's going to be on the rail, though. Oh, wow, the 6 hung.
Take it for granted.
But you know what? It's going to be no easy out for John here because of that 6.
John does have a potentially good shot here if he just rolls gently into the 9, taps the 6 ball into the pocket and leaves the 9 snookering on the 8. So you need to make sure that 9 kind of stays there.
I love that shot.
And then the cue ball. You want the 9 to bounce off the rail, the length of one ball, but no further.
Yeah, and the only thing you got to ensure...
Less than one ball.
Yeah. The thing you got to ensure is you don't scratch doing that.
Yeah. And if you hit it soft enough, there's no real issue because you definitely don't want to overhit this ball. He has to hook him on the 8 ball. So,
I really like that shot.
Yeah, and I think you can just bump the 9 ball off the rail far enough for it to be in the right spot.
Yeah.
The cue ball just barely taps the 6 ball and stays right there.
He's probably just really worried about scratch, and then
sometimes, and you're right, you can't tell from the commentary box or the cameras exactly how it lies. It may be sitting where the 9 ball doesn't come off the rail enough, and you just leave a shot
even
at
if
the
he
8.
even if he does leave a shot right, let's say he does.
Well,
it's not a give me.
No, but there's a shot right in the side pocket from down there-ish.
Yeah.
Looks like the bank's taken out of the way because of the 14, but he's thinking about it, so I think he's playing our shot here.
Well, this is your shot.
Yeah. Got to get the 9.
I'm worried about the scratch.
Obscuring the cue ball, and look at that.
And think he left a piece of the 8.
He did leave a little piece of the 8 now. Can he still cut it into the side pocket? He's taking a good look.
I don't think he can cut it.
He's called it in the corner, so that tells you the answer to that. So he's definitely got a shot here in the corner pocket. What a great shot this will be.
Gotta watch the scratch, though. This could scratch back and forth, just back once. Man, cue ball's going to be going. Gotta watch the cue ball here. Oh, did he hit this good? Oh, that's
Wow.
2 balls that rattled at the very end there for Mason in this rack.
Hit it
So-
good, but not quite good enough. And this is definitely a chance for John to steal this rack back.
Yeah, key to this rack is he's got to get above the 15 at some point because it is blocked by the 8. So this is not duck soup. I mean, he does have a little work to do. He's got to get nicely on that 15. That's his trouble ball right now. And once that's gone, he's good. And he might get on it right now. I mean, why not try to get on it? Is he on it? He's close to it. I think my fellow commentator has the hiccups. Like I said, 15 is the key ball to this rack, and I think he's going to be good. He's got a nice angle here. He can come around 2 rails, or he could play that inside spin, which I don't like. I like coming around 2 rails here.
Yeah, and you just want to make sure. The problem with the outside English shot is you kind of end up coming around too much. Just plain follow, probably. You don't want too much this ball to come so square. Well, I mean, it may end up perfect, but it's probably not the pocket you were planning on.
I don't think, I do.
That's the problem. That kind of square, that
Yeah.
outside English there in that position goes very square, doesn't it? So he really
Yeah, I definitely don't think that
could have,
was.
in hindsight, he'd play it different, but he's okay here. He's got a shot. Hard of the pocket.
All right.
John's not going anywhere.
And we shoot all balls in on King of the Hill. You cannot concede, otherwise you lose that rack plus the next rack. All right, so John doing what he needs to do to stay in this match. He started out hot, 5-1. Mason came back. They kept it tight. Mason walked away a little bit, but John has kept him at bay, kept this match within reach. So right now at this point, it's anybody's match, really.
Yeah, no, it all depends on how the break goes.
Man, Maynard is all over you tonight. We should, Maynard, you got to come in the booth with MH or myself one time. One time. Come commentate. He's like, that worked out just lovely, really. I can't. Whoa, who's screaming out there? I heard somebody screaming. Some excitement here at the Apple.
Shrieks of joy.
Correct.
Now, does that have any effect on the players at this match here?
Well, I don't know. No one's
They're taking a little bit of pause before.
Did we take another player? That's the 3rd player break.
No.
Oh, that's just a short one. But Maynard says, with love, MH.
Oh, right. Very nice. Lovely.
Oh, there's Andon giving it to Maynard, saying no one wants to hear Maynard. I want to hear Maynard. Maynard's got a great game.
And even better hair.
God. Okay, both these guys are breaking pretty good right now. That cue ball got a little away, though, on that break. Not really sitting in a good spot. He might be corner hooked on the 4. Think he's corner hooked?
No, I think he's okay on the 4. And 4 probably the only good shot at, which kind of forces him into solids.
Yeah, and they don't look that great because that 3 ball's blocked.
Yeah, and actually, really, stripes look better because
Yep.
that 12 ball helps you if you can get on it. It's difficult to get on it when actually we're surrounded by solids like that. I was going to say the 12 ball, the pink 12 helps you with the 14 if you can play some kind of nice little draw shot, but tough to get on that. on that line. Maybe just follow and go into him right now. I might be tempted to go bump things around and change the way they look. Oh, he's done it well there because he's now on these balls. Actually, that was a really good shot. That has allowed this run to continue.
Did I catch the replay on it?
And he's already focused on this 2-ball, which I suggest he's going to bump the 5-ball out when he shoots this 2-ball.
Oh, he's really got to draw into it. Lots of left. Oh, he got to it.
Could have you? Oh, I didn't go in, did it?
Well, see. All right, where's the problem here for Stripes? The 14 ball? Yeah, I think he's got the 10 ball to help him out with the 14 if he gets the right angle.
Yeah, and he might be on it right now if he wants to cut that 10 ball into the side pocket right now. Doesn't that lead the cue ball right into a good kiss on the 14?
Yeah, I think he would miss it, though.
Okay, so he's going to try and change his angle on it, and that looks pretty much exactly the same angle.
Yeah, same angle. Yeah, he wanted to cut. He might be able to. I don't think so, though. All right, maybe he does have it. Yep, nailed it.
Beautiful.
So I think he was thinking about that cue ball coming out a little more, but he's still on the ball he wanted, which was the 13, but he can take the 14 if he doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's right. He's got kind of shots on both. He's choosing the 13 in the side, but the positional part of this, he's got to follow the side rail and navigate his way through.
Got it.
Tiny window with that inside spin. He hit that really well. That wasn't sort of natural.
Does that 8 go by the 6? Yeah.
I
think it
follow
might.
with inside spin is how he achieved that.
If that 8 goes by the 6, he's got to use the full right side of that pocket.
He may be playing to play a little nudge on the 8 ball. Nope, he's going down, yeah, so he's not.
Yeah, so he's saying it does go.
Yeah, played that really well.
But watch how close this 8 comes to the 6. I mean, he is really going to be shaving.
If you look out the window of the comedy box, Patrick, you're right in line with that shot almost.
Yeah.
How much space has he got on that?
An atom.
An atom.
He had
amazing
five
accuracy.
5 atoms. Great shot there on the 8. I don't know. It looks so much different on the screen. Like, I'm gonna look at the overhead when he hits this in. It looks like he had. Oh no, he shaved it. It was right there. Watch it one more time. If you watch the right side screen, that 8 is just shaving by the 6 and using the full right side of the pocket.
Ooh, ah.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Yeah, optically, there's something weird, interesting that we looking at an overhead view, and the overhead view shows you a pool table that's perfectly rectangular, and the sides of the table are straight. But you're doing that with a camera, not that's overhead and the same size as the table. It's a small camera, obviously, in the middle of the table, which means your lines radiate out, and it wouldn't give you a rectangular, square-sided image, which means they have to somehow inside the camera or the software kind of flex it and twist it back in order to make it look rectangular.
So I have seen some streams, and I'm not going to say which ones they are, but there's 1 or 2 that I've watched, and I love the way the table looks on our stream because it looks great. But on some of the streams that I've seen, I don't know if you've seen this, but the pool table looks square. Have you ever seen that?
Square?
Because of the angle that their camera is on the table. And it's like when you're looking at the table, the only way you can tell where the side is and the long is by the pockets.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks dead square. You're like, what's going on? And it's all to deal with the angle, I think, or something.
But the sides probably, there's a perspective, right? It's sort of like a trapezoid, isn't it?
I took pictures of it on my phone, like I screenshotted it because I was talking with Ray Southstrip about it. And he's like, no way, that's impossible. And then I showed it to him. I'm like, look, this is the table. And he's like, oh, my God, that's square.
Well, I wonder if you could show that to me sometime. I'm curious to see that.
Yeah, I'll look it up on my phone.
Yeah.
Well, we're on a player break right now, but...
Do we have any rules about how many player breaks or who or when
We do.
We're doing a stream here.
We do
Thousands
have a
of
rule.
people across the planet watching us, and they just decide to, I'm just going to walk off for a little bit before my next shot.
We generally, and you know what? I didn't cover that rule prior to the match, but I generally brief 1 break per player per match. But we're not going to tell them they can't take multiple breaks, right? I mean, these guys are playing. Well, they're playing for King of the Hill, so it's a 2-player tournament for a lot of money.
Right.
So if you got to take a break, you got to take a break. And what is it right now? Are we at 11-8? That score is right?
11-8, I believe that's correct.
So, yeah, and John wants to stay within 2 for sure. It's getting close to where he needs to start staying within 1.
And he's just got to hope that Mason gives him a chance anytime soon. And Mason has had some of his breaks working very well. And if there's any chance to beat his break table run streak of 4 earlier in this match, he's going to have to start making balls on the break. So he leisurely strolls up to the table, break cue in hand, and that break cue used to be his regular shooting cue. Custom pea shower pool cue that he designed with them.
And he used to play with a much longer extension.
Yeah.
He's now taking that out.
And he's been traveling and he's been playing on a lot of the pro events. And I haven't really had a good detailed discussion about why he shortened his cue, but he was for the longest time playing with a 10-inch mid extension, which gave him the longest cue out of anyone. And that was another blast the balls all over the table, wide open, but unfortunately no balls found their way into a hole. Definitely several balls threatened to fall into the pocket, which kind of makes you think, well, keep doing it, keep trying that, and he was just unlucky, but because they definitely opened up well. But yet again, that's the best thing his opponent could hope for, is a wide open table and first crack at the run. The solids look kind of nice-ish here, don't they? The 11 ball on the side rail here looks like an issue. There are obviously stripes around it close that he could use.
Yeah, and he's got the 1 ball to start with, so I think, yeah, solids are the balls to take for sure.
And those 2, the 6 and the 5, hindered by the 14, so he's got to navigate, and pretty much his main focus here now is how he's going to land on these the 5 or the 6.
Yeah, he's almost got to find a way to move that 14.
And the 6 may be there may be just a simple 6 3-ball combination. If the 6 ball goes past the 5, and that 3 ball hanging in the pocket kind of makes that shot quite nice.
Yep. And then that would open up the 5. 5 would then have 3 pockets. 4 pockets.
And the 7 ball has to go before the 4 ball. If he wants to shoot the 4 ball the long ways, he can just get on it right now.
I think he gets to that 6-3.
He's going into those balls. He's either in them or behind them.
That's critical.
That's a shot that had chances to go right, because if he'd played a little kiss on the 14 there, he'd have been on the 5 or the 6.
I liked what you were saying. I think if he would have got to that 6-3 combo, that really opens up the rack.
Yeah. He was very close there to getting in on those behind those balls.
Yeah, that was a critical error, and I think it's probably going to cost him. And does Mason dare start with this 11 ball?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, the 11 ball is really the only problem, and I think with ball in hand, he can just shoot it the long way. He doesn't need to unblock the pocket, the 3 ball.
Yeah,
he
you could go
doesn't need that pocket.
Long way. You could just run into it here. He could run into the 3.
I mean, the 11 definitely passes the 14 all the way down into the long corner pocket, but
he
doesn't want to. He's going to bump it. But the problem with this is the 3 ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. He hit that too solid.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's going to try to bump the 3.
Yeah.
Open the pocket. But
it could have worked out good. I mean, he unblocked the pocket. If he'd had another transitional shot on a stripe, and he could have obviously then used that pocket for the 11.
Yeah.
hit it solid in the middle, and he had to have known that if he hit it that square, that it probably would scratch. That's one of those shots you hope to be on one side or the other.
I think you're going to start in the middle of the table here or the 2 ball. It's going to be one of the two. I like the 6 ball myself.
I mean, do you leave the 2 ball till last and just shoot the 8 ball long ways up table?
Yeah, you could start with the 4 and then go 4, 6, 5, 2, 8. There's that route. But yeah, 5 or 6 is kind of where I'm starting. That's what I like.
So he's going to take these 2 out here and then go up and down table for those last 2 balls, which are separated by a great distance.
Yeah, he might use a 2 to like run in line with the 4.
Yeah, and actually that's actually probably nice. He's picked a good pattern here, really. Yeah, 6 to the 2, and the 2 gets you on the 4. You just got to make sure you don't hook yourself behind the 13 when you get on the 8 ball.
That's kind of perfect.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's possible sort of to end up behind the 8 ball here, isn't it?
No, not a chance.
No?
If anything, he's going to roll right between the 8 and the rail.
Maybe a flick of inside spin.
Yep.
Not too much, otherwise you bounce off the rail and get in trouble again.
Yeah, he should know how to get this ball between the rail and the 8.
Aim right for the gap there. Perfect. So, not done yet, though. So he's just going to stop there and settle, play a little stop shot and minimize movement of the cue ball. He's already got a shot on the 8 if he stays right there. He's kind of on the rail, though, if he does. So who likes that? But that's what he's done. He didn't have enough angle to pop across the blind side, the dark side of the 13.
I'd like to see John get one more after this, too, to keep it tight. If he wants to take the crown, I think he's got to win the next one as well. Oh, no. He banked that ball in
1,
5
2,
rails.
3, yeah, 3. hit 3 points, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you get towards the end of the match. Shots get critical,
And at this speed, this shot goes in.
Let's see. 1,
Boom.
2, 3, in. Goes in. That's all that matters.
John Giles going nowhere. He knows he's not that far off from the lead if he can get a couple of racks here together.
I mean, 9-11, that's a tight match. I mean, it doesn't get much tighter,
No doubt.
So playing great. Staying in it.
And let's see how this rack goes. He's very, very meticulous with his racking. He's been taking his time, and he really, really wants to make sure he gets a good rack, whatever that means to him.
Yeah, this is exactly what Ray was showing me. Everything that he's doing here. And that spin that he's doing, I kept trying to do it. Ray was great at it. But it just wasn't working for me. It's really something you got to work at, but it does help. I was watching what he was doing, and he's getting really tight racks every time. And I was struggling to get a tight rack. And it's such an unbelievable game changer when you can get a really tight rack for your break. I mean, just one gap. Some people will tell you, like, oh, I just need the front ball to be tight, or I just need the back balls. No. If the whole rack is tight.
What Frog told me, is there are some balls that are more important, but the 1 ball and the 2 behind it and the 3 behind that, and basically almost a 9 ball rack, like you're playing rack in 9 ball, and then the corner balls don't matter as much. But he wants a good solid contact right through the middle of the rack. And just watch how these pop open.
They're moving.
I feel like he's hit it off the edge of the 1 ball and hit the 2 ball after that.
A little clumpy.
So that definitely wasn't his best struck shot. He struck a couple of really good ones earlier.
Liking stripes here.
Quick as a flash. Mason's going to use his pool computer brain to...
No, maybe solids.
Yeah, let's use solids. Don't really have to. You can pick these off. There's no bumping to be done. Except for that little bump.
That's great when you can run a rack and not touch a ball.
Yeah.
Clean runs.
Yep. And you've got those. Nice little rule. He's got to figure out how to transition up there right now. He's on the 7, obviously, and needs to somehow get out for a clean shot on one of these balls.
Super draw off the rail.
Could
Ooh.
get yourself in trouble.
He's good.
All right, and as long as the 6 ball goes, then he's actually really good.
One might be a little tricky, depending on what
well,
happens
the 1
here.
ball goes in the side, and you can use the 3 to get on the 1, and if those are your 2 last balls before the 8,
Oh, no.
you can finish there. So he can still, honestly, shoot this pink ball.
I don't know.
He's going to have to play a little masse and probably
He's
have...
got to be locked in
Oh,
order
he's
to
hitting
play
it
it.
very thin, so he's okay. That's a good shot.
Okay, so then by hitting it, like, he must have been locked on that ball.
Okay, now, the 8 ball does have pockets, so it's not like you have to break it out.
Does he risk
So,
rolling forward
I
here?
think he has to roll forward here, and
Getting close to
you
the
can't
14?
quite get straight on this because
Okay.
the 14 is super close. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he stayed shy of freezing on the 14, which would have been straight.
All right, this is the shot right here.
Yeah, and because the 8 ball goes, I think he's all right here. As long as he's got to get as straight as he can on this too. He's not going to achieve straightness, complete straightness.
Oh, wow.
Bump on
Wow.
the 8 ball there.
Really nice. Did
Could have,
that?
could have. It would have been happier if the 8 ball was open to that pocket.
Yeah, that 12 rolled in its way.
He's on the wrong side of this 2 ball, the straight line on this 2 ball. So he's got to do something very creative. I'm not sure immediately what it is. He's probably got some kind of power shot where he stuns and zings up table, draws to the side rail with a lot of right hand spin or something.
Yeah, the problem
That
is
might be what he's doing. Watch for a big looping draw shot here. There was.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And he somehow ended up down table anyway.
He gave himself a shot on the 8 though. That
he's-
was key.
And he's called the bank. Almost like the cue ball gets in
Oh,
the
he's
way of
not
a double
playing this
kiss.
down?
He's banking it.
Thought he would play that
He
down.
crossed over
Wow.
and he missed it short. And one
Wow.
thinks that if he hadn't missed it short, he might have had a double kiss, but it's kind of lured him into playing it shorter than he wanted. But
Look
John-
at this shot.
John's
Look at
chomping at the bit here.
All right, so yeah, pretty much duck soup here for John.
Yeah, as long as that 10 and the 11, does the 11 ball go anywhere, or do you have to get underneath him? He's going to bump into him right
What?
away. Yeah,
Did you see that? That was.
Drew into onto the underside of him just to nudge him and open him up.
I mean, he got a lot of action off of this draw.
Yeah, because he
Watch
just
the
didn't
overhead.
like the way these are sitting.
Watch the overhead. I mean, he really swooped this one in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beautiful. That really opened up the rack now.
He's got a shot that he can make on the 9 ball here.
Yeah, and that's a.
Oh, he's on the 13, so he's just snicking this 13 in the side. Coming around, and it's tough to imagine that he's not going to end up with a good shot on one of these balls. You don't really want to shoot the 15 in the side, so the long pink ball in the corner.
I like the 15 in the side. I take that shot.
Look at the overhead
know
view.
why.
Okay, from there, one shot it looks all right, but look at the overhead view and tell me if you still feel that way.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, he's got the 11 ball or the 4 or the 12.
It's something about these shots on the side I just really
He could
love
shoot
taking.
the 9 ball if he wants that. But
No, 12 is the
either
shot.
one, no matter which shot he shot, he's got to pick one that he makes because it is a sellout.
The 11 is
either
nice
way.
too.
So just focus on making these balls into the hole. Again, I mean, every rack he can recalculate and say, well, which one of these he likes now. He knows exactly how he lies. But he's on the 10, he's on the 9. This 10 ball, he's got an angle which where if he rolls forward and Z-banks across the table, he can end up on the 9 in the side pocket.
Well, Avenue, if you ever want to come sit in the booth, let us know. We're always looking for help.
The key here is make this ball.
Drained it
And
with the
stretch.
pressure.
And there we go.
The pressure is mounting with each shot here.
That's right. That 10 ball just took him to this shot on the 9 in the side. This is great for him, actually. He's on a perfect angle here. Roll forward. Get a nice little just off straight angle on the 15. And 11 can be last to stay on the 8. So just a simple little rolling shot, I think. Why is he digging down so much?
He's drawn.
he's not,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
Don't want to get straight on this 15. You need angles to get across the table.
I think he got a little straight.
And yeah, right. Ball in hand type. You would say a little bit more angle because then you just roll this 15 in gently.
Well, even a little bit more angle than not on the 11 is good because it leads directly over to the 8.
Yeah, he can get straight on the 11 if I mean,
Yeah.
not saying he is. Look at that follow. That's great. So that's absolutely perfect. Decided
See, that's
to
down.
use that follow to get around the angles and create. Otherwise, it was tough for him to get away from that side of the table.
All right, this is going to get him to within 1.
Wow. And breaking.
Oh, my God.
1, 2, 3. Almost.
Whoa.
That's just slightly short of 4 points. That was like a 4.
We are taking a look at that one, folks. I mean, this was
I always
all.
like to count the rattles. It was really 3 for sure and almost hit the 4th point.
Yeah, this was nerves here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Oh, wait. No, 1, 2, 3. No, actually, it was two
Okay,
solids
it
plus
didn't
one, plus 1 almost. All right.
Almost want to watch it again. I'll watch it one more time. I can't tell how many times. Maybe just 2.
It was 2, almost 3.
3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say it was 3. Wow, your heart had to stop there if you were John just for a little bit. I was like, oh, no. Love to see this go hill. This is a great match, folks. This tight rack ever so important at this point.
Yeah, and he's not going to move on until he's happy with that rack. It's like a commercial break, isn't it? When John's racking, it's like, okay, we'll be back in 3 minutes when he's ready to hit this.
So now this is one of Mason's toughest matches yet, I think. I mean, who's he? I don't know. I have to look up the scores to all his matches, which I keep all them stats.
Yep. And John just taking his time there, wipe down his cue. He's under no time constraint or pressure here. Now, in the previous racks, it looked like he was just kind of going for a second ball break, but just snicking the 1 ball. I don't know if it's deliberate or not. See what he's doing here.
Okay, so
He
Sean
started out aiming right at the center of the 1 ball. I think that's probably a better. No, there you go. That was a second ball break.
So Sean Wilkes was one of Mason's first matches.
Yeah.
And that was a close match.
Yeah, he's a really good player. I enjoy watching Sean. Gentleman and a scholar.
All right.
Successful break there from John. Chance to equalize this match.
Yeah, and stripes look good too.
Swing the momentum. Change the psychology.
I really like the stripes
You
here.
do you?
I do.
Yeah. They do look good. Can't fault that, really. Solids aren't terrible.
I'd really like to start with the 13 if I had the right angle, but I don't think he's got the angle he wants. So, I mean, solids are not bad either, though, right?
Yeah.
Got a better
could
starting
definitely,
ball.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely pick, because the 2 helps you get on the 4. The 3 ball's up there. And if you could shoot the 6 first, you may just pop those 2 balls off and leave the 2, the 4, and the 3.
It's really a horse apiece.
Or
I mean,
take him now. Yeah, well, I mean, he's on the 2, so he may have to play a little nudge into the 4 ball to get position on the 4 ball from where he is on the 2. But he's just going to take the 3 ball first.
3 ball or the 13? Because I said 13.
13, huh?
I was like, if you got the right angle, that's the ball you start with. But I don't know if he had the right angle.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Stripes look just great.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I didn't know if he had that angle to pull back and get to the middle again.
And yet again, it's often those balls that are close to the middle of the table. And the 9 ball here is really the question as you're running these balls. It's got to be about.
I think he's going to run into this.
I think he might as well have to now. Of course, the 9 does have a pocket if you could get on it, but he's not going to. He's going to bump into it.
Yeah, and if he bumps into the 9, that 9 is going to roll, and he'll have a shot on the 15 or the 9.
Yeah, and he's shown us already that he's not afraid to bump balls when he has to. He's not one of these avoid contact with other balls unless absolutely necessary. Some people play that way.
Oh yeah, he could draw out of this too and not even hit anything.
Yeah. Well, although he's opened him up, he doesn't necessarily have a good shot. He's going to have to shoot the 9 now. Running out of position a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna be letting that cue ball fly a little bit if he takes the 9.
And you know what? That's why they always say don't bump balls unless you have to. All right. You can hear that group of people nagging right now.
I'll tell you what though, the people that know how to bump balls, so those are the people that
He's going to another bump here, and he plays kind of like I do. He's going to play a draw shot and bump into these stripes. No. Trying to drop in behind them. Not really, because they don't have pockets. So
I think the 14 goes past the 15, so he should be okay.
okay, and if he can get on the 15, he can shoot that.
Yeah.
Into that.
That's if the 14 goes. It's hard to see, but it looks from the line that it does go. And the 11, he can get to it from the 11. It's got to come off the rail, but
It's not great though, is it? It's going a little bit weird.
he might
Shot
be.
before this, he was looking good.
I think he might be a little straighter on that 11 than we're seeing on the camera or something, maybe.
I mean, he might even be able to just pop the 10 ball in right now. No, all right,
No.
shooting 11.
So again, he's drawn this.
He wants to hit them again. Doesn't have quite enough angle to make this natural, but he definitely could force it and make another collision with these stripes if he really wants to.
Oh no!
Oh.
He tried to get around the 7.
Houston, we have a problem.
Al Jordan says, "Do the poll again." I'm not the techie. Chris G, where's the poll? How about we just put in the chat who's got Mason, who's got John?
There you go.
Do it the old-fashioned way.
You've just initiated a poll.
Yeah. There is no what do you call it? When nobody knows who you are and you're voting. There's no anonymous poll available.
So he's really got himself in trouble, but you can tell that he's not going to shoot until he's got something figured out. So he's playing this combination. He doesn't like his chances of creating a safety out of nowhere. He's got a combination bank on the 15, 1 rail.
Wow. That's brave.
Yeah, and the cue ball is going to be kind of drifting in front and maybe there for a double kiss to ruin it, even if he hits it right. And this is an angled combination, so he's really got to hit the 14. Doesn't look like he's going on the right side of that, does he? What is he playing?
Might be playing the...
Yeah, he did. Look at that 15 ball. Doesn't have enough speed, but he did have the right line. That's the ball he was playing.
That would have been
And
incredible.
He had to hit that so thin, the 14 had to cut thin across the 15, that he forgot to give it enough speed.
He left a pretty open table here for Mason to pick his way
Yeah.
through, so
And at that speed, that shot had no chance.
got to think Mason's getting out here, and it would have been really good for John to tie this
Yeah.
up.
We'll see if that affects his resolve. But John hasn't given anything up yet.
No, he's staying in this match completely.
He's still planning on winning it, no doubt. As is Mason. One of them will be denied.
There will only be one king at the end of the night. Yeah, looking like...
Yeah, he's going to leave the
Mason-
2 ball till his last ball. If he plays this shot right and gets off the rail and nice and straight on the 3 with good speed.
Perfect.
Lovely. And there I go.
Lovely.
Maynard's making me self-conscious. Now I'm going to think about the words I'm using.
There you go. Kyle, we're here. He's like 2 ball, and Bob's your uncle.
And indeed, Bob is your uncle.
So I'm really into woodworking, and I watch. His name is Rob Kosman, probably one of the best dovetail artists in the world. And I was watching one of his live shows the other day, and he said it. He was like, you just take a little off here, and Bob's your uncle. And I'm like, oh my God, they say it up in Canada too.
Oh, right.
I'd never heard it until Kyle said it. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this? Bob's your
And
uncle.
they say it in England too.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that from way back. This and that, and then Bob's your uncle. Where does that come from? Why would doing whatever you're doing cause Bob to become your uncle? I mean, where's the underlying logic there? If anybody knows, please put your answers on a postcard and address it
Yeah,
to
look
the
it up.
stream team.
Like, you know how we got here's one for you. You know how in certain pool games you play like round robin?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where that came from?
No.
I can't say it on the stream.
Really?
If you guys know it out in chat land, it's kind of funny.
Round robin.
Round robin.
Where you just go around and play everybody.
It's funny where it came from, because like we even have exercise in the military. It's called round robin, and they use it everywhere. Round robin.
You kind of try. Everybody does everything
Yeah.
at some point.
And then I found out where it actually came from, and I'm like, holy cow, you got to be kidding
Is
me.
Robin the name of a girl in this particular thing?
You are on the right track.
Okay. I think I've got it. I think I've solved this one, folks. I mean, she's just lonely, really.
All right. Let's see, we got ball in hand here. It's got to be good for John. So I missed a break? Did Mason scratch on the break?
Yeah, Mason scratched on the break. John's going to pick solids here and immediately choose a break shot on the 2-ball. A little gentle tip-tap on the 9 to free up the 5.
Yeah. Solids will be in the open after that.
Beautiful.
Ooh, that 5 could have just
Beautiful.
stopped a little bit. But this is good, too. This is really good, actually.
Yeah, he's all right. You can use this angle on the 5 to go around and back to the middle of the table.
Al Jordan says Giles just has to stay focused. He has been focused.
And that's a couple of times where he's caught the backside of a ball and it's sort of got him in trouble there.
Yeah, that's not going to help him. He's out of line.
If he'd managed to miss those balls, he would have popped out and been in the middle of the table with lots of options. But now he's still got a shot, but he's got to come with a good one. He could bank the 7 or cut the 3.
Yeah, cutting the 3 could lead right into the 10.
And then the only other remaining question is the 1 and the pink 4 up there. Does that 1 ball go, or do we have to get on the 4 ball first? Because then needs more exacting position. If the 1 ball goes past the 4,
yeah, or he gets short side on it.
short side would work too. Yeah.
And I think right now he has an opportunity. Maybe if he can make this 3 and avoid the 10 somehow, he could probably get there.
Right, just roll into the short side. I think the 10 ball kind of is in the way, but we'll see if he brushes the 10 on his way through.
Yeah,
but you're right. This may just roll right in and get perfect on the 1 or the 4.
Oh, he went the other way with it. Wow, what a shot.
That was perfect, and that's exactly.
What a shot that was. I mean, if he gets out, that's the shot right there. That got right back in line.
Yeah. And what he's showing you there is that he's got enough angle on this 4 ball that he can't just hold. He can't stay the cue ball there for the 1 ball. So he's got to go to the side rail and go towards the middle of the table and still be able to cut the 1 ball in.
Yeah, and he's worried if he's going 4 to the 7, he might run into the 15.
And he may decide to just give this shot on the 4 ball a little bit extra speed and
Yep.
get on the 7 if he's running away from where he wants. One thinks, actually, he may even be thinking about a little tap on the 10 ball, and at that point he can choose which way he wants to go.
I mean,
So be on both balls.
I think if he wanted to be brave, he could try to hold this for the 1, but
I'd play this. Well, yeah, and you may end up. I'd play this to roll and a gently tap on the 10, and if it passes the 10, you're on the 7, and if it hits solid on the 10, you're on the 1.
Just don't hit the 15.
Look at that. He is playing that little tap on the 10 ball. What did I tell you?
Bamsis.
And now he has his choice. Both semi-awkward, but both possible.
Look at his shot on the 3 ball.
Yeah, it's a really good shot, this, to keep this run going.
Wow. There it is again.
Out of the blue.
He did it again. All right, still not done, though.
So he's visualizing there his little target area.
All right.
He's got his follow shot on the 1 ball.
Kind of got to come 2 rails around the 10 here.
He's not really drawing it, is he? Surely he's following this ball.
No, he's got to come around the 10.
Yeah.
In line
Oh,
with the
that's
7.
great. What a really good shot.
It's another great
And you
shot.
got close to his work, which is nice.
All right.
Now, if he gets down quick, we know that he can play a follow shot on this 7. The question is, can he manage to not to follow enough that he doesn't hit any balls straight to the den rail, and he'll get good on the 8.
Yeah, follow it. Go right.
He's digging down. So
Ooh,
this is a more
really?
fancy shot here. He's going to thread the needle
Wow.
with a loopy draw shot.
I'm surprised at this.
Bing. Oh, what a shot. He's going to hook himself
he's gonna
behind
hook
that.
himself.
That's really unfortunate.
Oh, no, he's good.
He's good.
He's got it.
He just peeked out of the window,
What?
does he? Or does he have to? Oh, look, he's having a good old look at this. So I think he can make this ball with a little bit of flick of spin. It's
It's like one of
a
my
little tiny Massey shot.
favorite YouTube guys. What? No way.
No, ye.
Come on.
Is that a Uper?
It's this guy on YouTube. He does all this stuff, and he's like, "What? For cripe's sake!"
Oh. It's like
But-
Fargo.
Man, I mean, he's. I think he's got this. But he did. He just took a very dangerous path there. He's banking it, so he doesn't like the cut. This is almost do or die. No, this is do or die here. You got to make this shot. Otherwise, Mason's going to clean it. Because that 12...
I like this kind of shot. It's one where it's a gentle, tiny little bending, slight swerve. With once it gets to the 8 ball, it's got just enough to sort of flick it in.
I would not want to take the shot for the money. I mean, it looks like he can cut it. I don't... But that's on the camera. He called the bank, so...
Did he?
He did call the bank.
Okay. No swerving necessary. Mason's in the bleachers, standing up, in line behind John here.
Oh, is he? He is swerving. Or what? No, I don't know what he's doing. Because he's jacking up. This is... He's trying to shorten the bank.
Don't
Is
want
that what
too
he's
much,
doing?
though.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. 'Cause the last time I saw him point to the bank.
To me, that looks like too much angle to make this shot natural, and it becomes a very a shot that would have to be timed so well. A little less angle seems more natural.
Here it is, folks. Hold on to your seats.
It was a bank shot,
It
and
was,
he did play a stop shot.
was playing the bank.
I don't know really why you would have to jack the cue stick up for that shot.
So I think what it was is he kind of had to shorten up the bank to avoid the double kiss or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't
You
know.
gonna do that by jacking the cue up?
I'd have to be down on the table to really
Right. Can't really explain it, you know.
wrap my head around it.
I mean, I know it exactly. I just can't, explain it to you.
I have a 3-word vocabulary.
All right, Patrick. On a scale from 1 to 100, how many words do you know?
I'm going to say on a scale of 1 to 100, about 275.
Wow.
Does that help?
You are dumber than I thought.
You're welcome.
JK, LOL. Well,
Oh, wow.
Mason probably did know that
That
there
it
was
was-
an element of safety to that shot. He's not happy about missing it. Of course, he wanted to make that shot.
Two-way shot. But does John
It was
have
one of
the-
those shots kind of
jump
cutting it
stick?
out of the blue.
This is a jump shot.
Yeah, and what a massive dagger in the heart of Mason if he pulls off a shot like this. These kind of shots really bolster you and make you feel good, and that's exactly what John needs at this stage of the game.
Oh, that's it.
Pop this 8 ball in,
Yeah, with the cue ball on
break
the
and run the
rail.
next.
Cue ball on the rail. This is tough.
Yep.
This is like, you'll see someone like Fedor Gorst hit this shot. If your opponent hits this shot in on you,
Yep.
you just kind of get like that sick feeling in your stomach.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a shot that really has to be hit well. He can end up cutting it thin and scratching. There's scratches there. The key really here for me is just getting a good hit on the 8 and not losing the cue ball off the table.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
But none of those really help you win. He has to make this ball, so it's got to be more than just get a good hit.
I want to see this go in because it's incredible if it does. This would be great. I mean, this is just be awesome.
Oh, what
Oh
a
my
shot. Did he
no!
scratch? No, he didn't. He's okay. What a fantastic shot.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Massive. He's shaking his head. He's talking to Mason now.
I'm just like, what? How? That is such a high level shot. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And Mason is just being tortured there now for a minute. That was a great shot. There's no
We-
way. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. There was no option there other than to make that ball.
We are replaying that shot a few times, folks.
It really is a great shot, and this has given him a chance.
Look at how he hit
Chance
this,
to draw
man.
level.
Look at that shot. Wow.
A psychological test here, and he had enough backspin or draw or stoppish angle that
I mean, how many times would you have to
he
hit
didn't
that?
scratch.
Set that shot up and hit it.
Yeah, you scratch it probably as often as you make the A ball.
I bet you it takes you 200 times to make that shot. It'd probably take me 300, 400, 500
He
times.
just had one chance.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Great shot.
We've had some great shots on King of the Hill. That's up there.
And Mason's very good with the jump cue, but we haven't seen any jump shots from him, I don't believe.
That's the first jump of the night, I believe. I could be wrong. All right, so John staying within one. I mean, doesn't get any closer than this, folks. 11-12. Well, after this game, it could be 12-12 or 13-12. No, 13-11. I got MH's brain rattled.
This is your brain on drugs.
This is your brain.
Okay, explain those
In the
numbers again
booth.
to us, Patrick. And we were trying to follow along.
Well, I got messed up because John is a little late on the scoreboard, but it should be at 11-12 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I'm not going to try it again. I'm just going to sip on my Orange Dream soda.
Brilliant.
All right. Are we on another player break? We are not. John coming to the break. All right, getting to the wire, folks. Racing to 15. Who's going to be left standing? Maynard saying that's my boy. Kitzman, sick. And Nick says LFG. I'm not familiar with the LFG. I'm not familiar with that one. Do you know what LFG is?
Something about laughing.
I'm going to go with it.
Right, quick little read of the table says that the 7 ball is not good. 15
Dry
and
break?
the 10. Yeah.
It might be taking stripes here.
So does that 15 go in the side pocket? If not,
It does.
oh, there may be a 15. Oh no, not from there.
Yeah, 15-10. I don't like it.
No, I think the 7's in the way.
But I think he is going to take stripes here. Solids are just kind of too bunched up in the middle, really, and solids are kind of, or stripes are surrounding them, really.
Well, if you like stripes, before you shoot your first shot, you've got to figure out what are you going to do with that 15 and 10. Possibly roll forward on this first pink stripe and get on the 13, but the only problem with that is the 8 ball's kind of in the way for playing some kind of little break.
The folks in the chat have let me know what LFG stands for. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah?
Chris, I think you're full of crap, of course.
Are you going to enlighten us? Oh, look at that. He was going to... by clipping that 9 ball, he did achieve his goal, which was break the 7 out. So actually, that has given him a chance to get out there. That's a really good first shot.
Susie saying a bit like watching Hennessy. I don't know what she's trying to say there.
She likes to watch whiskey in the bottle. I don't know.
Oh, she's talking about Hennessy from Tennessee. Jonathan Pingar, I think.
He's a bank shot player, isn't he?
No, he's
One pocket player.
No, he plays rotation. He plays everything. He's at Derby City. He's a pro player. He played. I think he took second at one pocket at Derby City to Chohan. But he gets under people's skin a lot. At least, I mean, that's the.
If he's on the 4 ball here, he's really sitting really good.
Yeah, that 5 might be just a bit in the way, but he's got the 5. He's
Well,
really
and
close
he's got the 3 too, but no, he's on the 4.
Is he on the? Okay, yeah. And man,
Yeah, got himself straight on the 6 ish.
he's looking pretty strong here. Yeah, and he always plays on a 9. Well, I mean, a lot of the pros play on the big tables. He's a great player. He plays great. Plays strong.
Hennessy
from Tennessee,
Yeah.
Jonathan Pingar. I've watched him play live a few times. I've seen him on the streams. But
Oh, he's just nudged that 13 in front of the 8.
Yep. That might give John a chance back at the table here.
Well, can you tell from there, does the 5 ball go into the corner? Because if it is, he's got a draw shot and you get right behind the 8. Yeah, he's getting down on it quick, so.
I think he's going to bank this 8 ball.
Ooh.
Somebody's got to turn that music down. I've never heard the music that loud here. All right, there we go.
Boom.
Yeah, I think he might play for the bank on the 8,
think
though.
Oh, look at that draw shot that just didn't work.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, he was supposed to get a little tip-tap on the 13 there. Did you get replay on that?
I believe I
Game
did.
of millimeters. You can see what he's doing here. He wanted to draw back and nudge him.
Let's take a look
He
at
made
it.
a good shot to get the 5 ball in. The 5 ball whips past the 12. But ended up shooting this too
Yeah.
straight. He needed
Yeah,
it to
you're
be.
right. He was trying to hit that 13. That would
There
have
just
been it.
wasn't enough angle for that.
I mean, he needs to figure out this 10-15 quickly. The combo's wired, so he's probably going to start with it. And then just stop it for the 12 ball.
Yeah. This combo has a little bit of an angle to it, but he also has a little bit of a gap between them, and those two he can use, and it should be a fairly simple combination here.
Yeah, Maynard was thinking what I was thinking, like follow up and then bank the 8. But I liked what Mason was doing. I mean, bumping that 13 would have worked great if he hit it. But
Well, he's not committed to that shot, that combination yet, John.
I think that's not a no-brainer, but I really like start with the combo. I mean, you just get straight on it.
And then what? Follow forward and get on the 13. That's his issue, isn't it?
No,
Getting on the 13. But the other ball from the combination is still there.
Yeah, you might need to develop that as well, obviously. I wasn't looking at the 13. You're right.
I mean, alternatively, you could. Yeah, okay, he's going to shoot it. Yeah, why not?
I guess. I mean,
He can use balls to get on the combination.
he might draw
in a
it.
shot or
He's
two.
going to draw into it right now.
Wow, okay, he wanted to go into it, and that's great. He's sitting perfect now. A whole bunch of balls in the side pockets. Either one of those can be used to get on the 14. The question is, when do you shoot the 9 ball? And it doesn't much matter. You could do this in a lot of different orders.
As soon as possible. You could probably
Right.
roll right to it right now. I mean, he could play his 12 to the 9 if he wanted to. But he got hit harder.
Yeah, no, he's giving himself choices here. He's definitely got one of these balls.
Chris G with another huge donation to the juniors, $199. Appreciate you.
Wow, Mr. G. Oh, do you have your decimal place in the wrong spot there, Patrick?
I may have.
It's actually $1 million now.
I think I added a little. Yeah.
He's going to get the 9 and then use the 10 to go down table. And this is a nice little pattern because once he's got the 10 out of the way, I don't know. He's not. I don't know if that's quite what he wanted there. It's almost as if he hasn't. He's too much angle on the 10 to do that. He's now digging down and
he can draw straight out, play a 10 on the side here, or stop.
Might as well. He could have changed plan altogether and just got on the 14 and used the 14 to draw back down table. So this was his plan. He's got to it now again. He's got this cut shot on the 10. Again, it's a little bit thinner than you'd like. You have to negotiate how this cue ball then drifts off the side rail down towards the 9 ball. Hopefully you don't scratch.
Sorry, Chris. Didn't mean to get you any trouble.
And don't end up on top of the 9. And leaving the 14 till last. Okay, so it's soft enough. Oh, that's us. Yeah, that's good.
Wait, what am I?
He's got a little bit again. No, okay, a little bit more angle. So holding for the 14, not automatic. It's possible to hit this too hard. It's also possible
for some reason I was
to
thinking
hook yourself behind the 8 if you bump the 8.
I thought the 9 was the 1 ball for a second. I was like, uh-oh.
Plenty of spin there. That was a well played shot.
Did he get straight? He got straight. So he's gonna have to draw back.
Yeah. It's okay this. And in fact go draw a little bit more, and why not draw for a shot on the 8 ball in the side pocket?
Yeah,
because then if you go short you've got a corner. If you go too long you've got the other corner.
Yeah, if anything you do want to overdraw this because there's like a sweet spot.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to.
You've got 3 different pockets in. You might as well draw the middle one, which is the side pocket.
Thing about the shot is you could draw right to the 50-yard line, as we call it. You got to be really careful here. Yeah, so he drew
short.
He drew to the 50-yard line there.
Yeah, and like we were saying, overdraw would have been better than underdraw. But he's got a shot, and if it goes in the hole, it will count.
Maynard in the booth again with the MH accent.
Lovely.
Oh, really?
Did I say that? Did I actually say that, Maynard, or you just you taking the mickey? Big shot here.
To tie it up, folks. Tie it up. Let's go.
He's still focused. Late in the match.
Drills it.
Brilliant shot. Bold. Mason is just being tortured there on the side as he watches. Match is tied up. And that it's quite a swing. Psychologically it's tough not to change as the match ebbs and flows. Mason was behind and didn't expect to be behind to start, but knew he was going to come back and came back, get ahead, and now that lead is evaporated, and somehow John is still snapping away. And in fact, guess what? Breaking with a level match this close to the end, it says John's might be slightly favorite. He's got to be feeling good here, and if he puts in a good break and can put in a nice little run here and work it out, Mason's going to have to still.
Well, yeah.
Stew on the side, wait.
Yeah, you got to look at the momentum. So the last time it was tied was at like 7-7, because then Mason went up 9-7. Maybe it was 6-6 was the last tie.
I know it was tied at 5-5.
Tied at
that was the first one.
6, 7,
or
7.
The second one after 0-0.
It's been a minute since we've been tied. That's all I know. So John has worked his way back even for the first time in a while here.
And that 8 ball shows you still, and that also the way he worked his way through that last rack, John is still absolutely focused.
Yeah, and to drop that 8 ball, like he was on the 50-yard line, so that tell you that that was a pressure shot.
He's feeling good about his game.
And he's
trusting himself.
Yeah, when you make a shot like that against any opponent, your opponent's going to be like, wow, this guy's, he's not phased.
The billiards gods will come into play. Obviously, it's up to John to hit these well. Still need a little bit of luck. These well-struck breaks don't guarantee that you're going to make balls. And He was sneaking off the edge of the one ball before, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Maynard brings up a good point. That scratch
Okay, that's a
Mason
better.
had on the break is a pretty big difference.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that dry break, that's a big difference too there. I mean, he went back to hitting the one ball full, and he hit those really well. Solid, cue ball stayed. Half the balls up table, separated perfectly. And because no ball went in, it's really the absolute worst thing he could have done.
I'm going to start with solids here. One ball
So
it is.
tied up. Mason now has a chance to make sure he still has the lead.
Yeah, this is a pretty good looking table here for Mason.
And these positions like this go bad so easily when you just run out of position. So you really need to be in control of the cue ball. That 5 ball there, which sort of stops the 4 ball going and has a small window to get on.
Well, by moving
is a
that
key.
moving that 9 opened up the table a little more.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. So he's given himself, he's got no problem here. He's got a lovely little angle he's created there on the 3 ball to be able to stun and draw off the side rail. Now, this is still a very speed-sensitive control shot. Z banking across the table.
Oh, he played to the 7.
I think
here.
he was trying to get down on the 7. He is on the 7,
That's
but not on the
interesting.
7 perfectly.
Yeah, because I don't think the 5 goes past the 4.
Yeah, those 2 balls kind of, you may say, draw into him, hit him now. Go into him, that's it.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a shot for you.
Not for that. That is a tap that really, really came out well.
That's
That's
just
a
one of
good-
those
that's a good
shots
shot.
that could have gone wrong, but worked out.
Yeah, and
really
those 2
good.
balls were so awkwardly placed. I mean, to try and get around him and underneath him, seeing as how he had the wrong kind of angle, he was going to get himself in trouble.
Oh man,
And so drawing into those, yeah, absolutely.
Chris G's throwing us under the bus here, man.
Is he?
Yeah, Philip asking how many times has Guile dry broke, which is normally one of the stats we keep, but our stat board is not working.
Right, and that's
And
that is a good question, and it is a key part of this match. And both of them had quite a good number of dry breaks.
Hey, Chris G, do you know who's in charge of the tech around here? Why is our stat board not working?
And Mason's showing us, even though he was forced to sit for a long time and suffer in his chair,
Yep.
it didn't stop him playing good when he got a chance here. And so that was a great little table run from Mace.
Well,
That was a table run from a dry break from John. So that's
the second table run he's had off a dry break. At least, yeah.
at least, yeah. I mean,
At least
there's-
that I know of, 2 for sure. And he's had 3 table runs.
I mean, they say that, breaking is an advantage, but of course, if you're less than 50% on making a ball, it's actually not, is it?
Wow, he really picked up that rack quick. He must have liked it.
So let's see if the break's the difference. John's beautiful break was dry. He's
Oh.
also coming off the side of the rack there while John hit his solid, but that did not open up very good at all.
Oh, something dropped.
So a trickier run than the previous.
It's like a solid drop.
Well, nothing dropped, otherwise John wouldn't be at the table there, so I don't think anything went in. 1, 2, 3,
I'm
4,
seeing
5, 6,
things.
7.
I could have swore I saw something drop.
No, we've got a full set of balls on the table.
So this is the longest night we've had on King of the Hill in a while. Haven't been to midnight-ish in a while.
At this point in the match, you still have to stay focused on the goal. Don't be shooting unless you know what you're going to do here. And this is an awkward, complex rack. Got to come up with some kind of plan here. He's going rail first on the 4 ball. With speed, probably, to bust stuff out. This would be quite a shot if he makes it. Okay. Scratch that. You can re-edit the audio afterwards, can't you, when I get it all wrong?
Absolutely.
Cut it in. Yeah, I think he's going for a combination on that last shot.
What is he doing here? He's playing the 2.
Pumping him out. Just playing aggressive still, and he's partially
He's got-
developed.
He's got the 3. into the 4.
Yeah, and they've got a little lucky safety net there that the 15 and the 8 now are frozen together in such a way that the 8 ball does go, but the 15 does not. And so that was a hair of a safety net for him.
Yeah, this rack is not getting any easier. You almost got to look at this rack and be like, should I continue to shoot balls in? Because,
Well, I know what you're saying, but there has to be a constructive safety. You can't just give it up just because you feel that.
well, yeah, you could probably play it up under the 10 ball.
And he still has chances to run out. And because and there were one thing he didn't want to do is open the 15 ball up like he just did. That little tap has opened the 15. And so the thing about having a safety net there is while you have a safety net, you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive and go for the outs, knowing that that safety net on the 15 might give you a second chance even if you don't get out. But he's now bumped that open. You know, and you really want to open up problems.
As early as you can.
Yeah, and you'd love to bump all those other problems open before the 15 got solved because the 8 ball was clear in the pocket. So that's
All right, that 9 plays in the side.
yeah, so he's got to thread the needle here, but there is a way, isn't there?
He's just got to hit that 10 and
The
bump
9
off
goes
the
in the
rail.
side, and the 11 goes past the 1
Yep, I think
into the
that's
corner.
that's his way out.
So if you can stay in line, find a route, these balls do have pockets.
He does appear to be a little straight on the 10. It doesn't look like he
Yeah.
can pop off the rail, so looks like he's
Draw
choosing.
back for shots.
Yeah.
Unless you can shoot the 13 now and just get a different angle.
That's what
You kind of want to the 10 ball gone because you may need that pocket for the 12.
Yeah, I think he's going to play the 13 and then
Yeah.
possibly. Yeah, there you go. See, now he can come. His next shot would be the 10, playing between the 1 and
Yeah.
the 12.
And it's awkward here, isn't it? Because you've got two different windows to be on the 10, and right in the middle in between those, you've got that 12 ball messing everything up. So you've got to.
Yeah, he wants that window between the 1 and the 12.
So, okay, speed control here.
Ooh, oh, he's playing the 9
He
that
may
way.
have been going all the way, yeah. He's actually, that's what he played for.
And then he could just draw back if the 11 goes by the 10.
Yeah, and the 11 also goes in the side pocket past the 6.
Then he could roll forward as well. But
He might be on the 10, the 11 right now, actually. He's just going to pop the 11 in.
there you go.
And this all of a sudden simplified quite nicely, didn't it? Being on that shot.
This is to get Mason to the hill. He gets out of this rack. And then the pressure is really going to be on John because he'd have to win 3 in a row, and he has not done that since the beginning of the match.
Yeah, you can't count your chickens until the fat lady sings, as the saying goes. Is that right?
Can't count your chickens.
Until the fat chicken lady
I don't know who the fat chicken lady is.
sings. And what I mean by that, of course, is
We just say it's not over to the fat lady sings. I never heard about the fat chicken lady.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. She's the one she's the one who collects the eggs.
I always learn something.
where's your cue ball going?
What?
Well,
I'm not understanding that shot.
a quick little read of his body language tells you that he is looking at a kick shot here. No, he's not. He's shooting right at this ball.
Does he have it
No
on the
problem.
side?
Just a slight little bend. Oh, what a lovely shot.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think he was just playing in there. I don't think he needed spin on that shot at all. I think he just rolled that in.
This is to get to the hill, folks.
Oh, he's a cool cucumber. He just keeps on going. Judging him, looking at him, you'd think he's totally cool and calm, wouldn't you? Maybe that is what he is.
That's why he's called Stone.
He's the stone
He's
mason.
Stone cold.
Stone cold.
Yeah, I've watched
the
him.
mason.
I watched him play like when he was up at Derby City. It's hard sometimes when you're sitting and you're watching guys, run racks and you don't get a lot of time at the table. You start getting antsy and frustrated. Mason, he can just sit there and just stare like with a robot look, and it doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh. Amazingly, yet again,
Dry.
Sure looks like these balls opened up and a lot of balls threatened pockets, but none of them went in.
Not a good place for the cue ball, though, to start.
We're at 12-14. John really doesn't want to change anything about what he's doing because he's been playing strong and taking a lot of chances here. Taking his chances. He's an aggressive offensive player. And he does take a chance every now and again, and it's done pretty well for him. But he just wants to see if he can win this rack here and break the next. We don't need to think too much further than that, but you got to win this rack, and that's not simple. The 9 ball looks like his issue.
He's got to find a good start, a good confident starting
Yeah,
shot.
and one thinks that it has to be a stripe, doesn't it? I mean, just whack the 11 off the side of the 9 and pop the 9 ball away.
He's going to start
right
with
away.
the combo. 12-10.
Yeah, I was thinking if he really wanted solids, he could play a combination on the 1 of some sort somewhere.
You really got to hit
But
this.
what combination did you say? You can't play that long
No.
table game. No. Pop the 11 in off the 9. I don't think he likes where the 9's sitting. I'm not sure. Might be wrong.
Or you could play it clean, too.
Can
yeah.
you tell if that 9 ball just taps into the side pocket from somewhere?
No, I
No,
don't
then,
think so.
then play the 11 off the 9 and
Yeah, I like
get
that.
going.
Actually, yeah, it might go. There is a
No,
little
that's
gap
not
there.
what he's playing. He's shooting with the 1 ball in the corner.
There we go. And he hit it good. Hit it really good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite players, Alex the Lion, Peggy Lion.
Yeah.
He had this one run at the table, and it was just great because he's such a great guy. All he's got to do is have a shot, and he's still shooting. I'm still shooting. And as long as you're still shooting, there's a chance. And that's kind of where John's at right now. He's still shooting.
Did he end up? Did Alex Paglan end up winning that?
Oh, yeah. He made like 5 just crazy off-the-wall, incredible shots.
Mhm.
Every time he hooked himself and then just made another crazy good shot. And he's laughing and joking. He's like, I'm still shooting, though. Great rack if you guys ever. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it out there in YouTube land. It's a pretty cool rack.
So I mean, he's got shot on either the 2 ball or the 5 ball here. And the 2 ball, because it's so thin, he's thinking about drifting across the table, and he may end up getting behind the pink and the orange and shooting them into the same pocket as the 2 ball if he shot the 2. But he's going to take the 6 ball, another one of these out of the blue type shots.
Yeah, this is
Which he's made a couple of good ones of these, and he feels good. It's going to make him feel really good if he makes this ball.
Watch the scratch, though.
And it's going to make him feel really bad if he misses. I don't think he had to shoot that shot. If he'd made it, there'd have been no problem missing it. You wonder if there was maybe a different route. He definitely had an easier shot on the 2 ball. He definitely had a shot on the 5 ball too. The problem with the 5 is he was cue ball would have then kissed into the other solid, which is not necessarily the end of the world.
Fred Renner said the fat lady's clearing her throat. I think he's talking about me because I keep.
Yeah, we try not to call Patrick that usually, but
Thanks,
I
Fred.
guess finally the nickname is out now. Everybody knows. Patrick, Fat Lady McGlynn.
Thank you, MH. How do you shut your mic off?
Yeah.
Button over
Shut
here.
your mic hole. That's a good little way.
All right. Yeah, it's looking pretty good here for Mason. Unless is he hooked on that nipple there?
Studying it hard. Eyeballing it down there.
It's
Shook
not-
his head. He doesn't like it. Now he's gone to the other end of the table to take a look from that direction. What does that tell you, Mason? Now he's looking at other options, other balls. So no, he's not shooting the 14.
No easy shot here.
Oh, and he's got a little kiss there that's really blocked that stripe. He's
Yeah, 12
putting
ball.
himself in a little bit of problem here. He's still got 4 balls on the table, and no need to totally panic because the 6 or the 3 and the 7 are also a problem for solids. So you got to really probably play some kind of shot that gets a stripe over close to the 12 so he can gain some kind of control over it.
Yeah, he's trying to.
His opponent has shots down table, and also there's 4 nice balls, one of which could or more than one of which could be used as an attempt to break
Looks
that
like he's
cluster.
coming with a stroke here.
Yeah, he's not playing safe, is he? He's gonna do something. Oh, and he's ended up nicely on that. That's really interesting. I don't know if that's exactly how he played it. It may be because what he's given himself is the real question is that 3 ball. Is there space between the 3 and the rail? He may be able to just roll forward gently and get straight. No, he's not.
He might try to come 2 rails into the 12 here.
I think he has to hit him.
Or
yeah.
1 rail.
Hit him.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
I thought maybe 2, but
Yeah.
1 rail and over. What a shot. Still nothing easy.
Yeah, he's got to come with a shot here. He's definitely got to be happy that he's shooting, but and that he did get that ball out. I think he's got a shot where, I mean, really, he's got shots in 2 different pockets for this 11, right, from where he sits. Both of them fraught with danger.
Can he get past a 7 to shoot the 15 or no? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Man.
So, yeah, and he has to go this way, because if he went the other way, cutting the 11 into the pocket that's closest, he's not going to get a shot on the 15. He's going to zing back and forward. So this one gives him a chance to... Yeah.
Unbelievable shot there.
Almost perfect, but I don't think he got there, did he?
No, he needed a
Yeah,
roll.
look, his body language tells you everything. Whips around and
If that ball would have rolled 4 or 3 more inches,
he stares a couple of daggers across the pool hall.
He might be able to cross bank this between the 2 and the 6. Yep, he's cross banking
Yeah.
between the 2 and the 6. So the big question here.
You're saying he's kicking at...
No, he's cross banking. He's slicing the 15 over to the right rail.
Oh, wow.
And right in between the 6 and the 2.
He's definitely showing his... he's not cool anymore. I described him as cool earlier, didn't I? And he's definitely showing it. He's glancing up to the commentary box. He's tapping his chalk on the table. And I think he thought in his mind he's a chance for this match to be over and his opponent doesn't need to give him have any more chances.
I would love to see this go. This is an incredible shot. The cue's going to hit right between the 5 and the 6. It does. Oh, God.
Wow. Well, he gave it a chance. At least he's clustered things up. I mean, with 1 ball on the table, the best you can hope for is they just cluster together a little bit. But he doesn't really have any good options as stripes. He's left a little logical problem for his opponent, but his opponent definitely has control with all these balls on the table. I'd first be playing this combination on the 3-7 just because they've got to get broken up. I might even just call it as a safe.
Yeah, play this.
There's no need to really shoot again after that. Well, having said that, I take that back. You might choose
the 4 into the
to shoot
back.
the 3 ball after you shoot the 3-7 combination, and there's ways to get out, but
if he's confident and he thinks he can get out, he could play the 4 and go into the pack, or like you said,
yeah,
play
I
the
think
3
it
and
makes
safe.
yeah, right. And he's got a combination. He can play the 4, 15, 6. If he likes that shot, he can just go at it right now. His safety shot, really, he's okay there.
I like that
He
shot.
looked like he was going for it, but and he had a shot on the 3. But in a way, this is better, isn't it? Because if Mason does get a good hit, he's also going to solve your problems.
Yeah,
If he doesn't get a good hit, then he's also solved your problems. So, good hit or not, Mason's in trouble here.
Yeah, he's probably just going to try to tie something up here.
Right.
I mean,
Roll 8 ball, freeze it on the back of the 2.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost, that's it. And then he knows Mason's still going to take a whack at it and blast him open, but I mean, he's jumping. He has a chance. It is not impossible to make this 15 with an absolutely perfect hit. And you saw how that 15 ball...
Yeah.
Play a replay on that. It's very interesting how he managed to get so much speed on the 15 there. And that's exactly what you need. I mean, if it had aimed slightly differently, that 15 followed forward into the corner pocket. And
so, yeah, he would have had to hit that with a lot of draw for that 15
yeah,
to
watch
go.
how much speed the 15 gets.
Yeah, quite a bit. It did roll forward.
Definitely picked up a lot of forward roll, didn't it?
Yep.
Amazing. I mean, it might have been that it struck its object ball slightly above center, but it definitely had a lot of spin on it. Which, like you say, is that transferred draw on the cue ball? Follow on that. But
Chris is telling Maynard, you're about 45 seconds behind. Yeah, if you guys click that live button, you'll be all caught up. And you're probably not going to hear that until you are live, but
thin cut on the 5.
cut it nicely.
Yep, and use just a flick of outside English to help that ball in.
Tell you, man.
Yeah,
John is-
7-3, and then the 4. It looks all right if he can get straight on this, shoot the 7 and get straight on the 3 ball the long way. Because he doesn't have to do much with the 3 to get on the 4. He doesn't want any angle on it. He has to be straight on this ball.
Oh.
Well, the billiards god said, not yet. That would have been
That hit
almost
both.
certainly the end of his match.
Yeah, that hit both points.
Um,
You know his heart was racing on that one.
He's got to take a deep breath because he's actually still sitting good. I don't fault that choice.
I tell you what.
The problem with what I was suggesting is if you end up not getting straight, and you get in trouble. So he's ended up good on the 4 ball here.
Yeah,
I mean, those points definitely helped.
so this is where I always see a lot of people. They end up getting straight on the 3, and you don't want. You can almost just roll forward.
Well,
just a
it's
little
okay
bit.
to be straight on the 3 in this case because you stop shot you on the 8.
I don't like being straight here. Well, yeah, you can just draw back a little bit actually, or a stop shot. Yeah, you're right.
There you go.
Yeah,
That is beautiful.
absolutely right.
Threatening the side pocket again. That stun shot, not a mile away from the side pocket, but no problem. You don't really have to do much. Just get off the rail. He's got just enough angle that he plays a little drawy stop shot, gets off the rail,
Yep.
and ends up straight on the 8.
So now John is going to be, after this 8 ball, 1 game away from being on the hill.
Yeah, and breaking. And what I'd love, first, don't get ahead of yourself. You got to still see this ball into the pocket. It's gone. Okay, what I'd love is a good break that gives him the first chance.
Break and run.
Yeah.
Break and run, and we go hill.
You know, if you can break and run, Mason may not get another shot.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be unfortunate.
But the way this match has been going, there have not been a lot of good breaks that made balls. I take that back. John's hit a lot of what you'd call almost good breaks because the balls are opening up great, sending balls up table. He's left a lot of good layouts, but a lot of dry
I'll tell you what,
breaks.
if John does end up on top, it's incredible because he'll done something he hasn't done since the very beginning of the match, and that's take 3 racks in a row.
Mm.
You know, in the beginning, when he was up 5-1, of course he won 3 racks, 4 racks in a row. But he hasn't done it since. As they've been, kind of trading racks for quite a bit.
Yeah, and you can tell the way he's shooting these. He's still playing just as aggressive as when he started this match. He's not giving anything up. He's not sneaking to safety because of the pressure or the situation. He's going to go for a walk. He's taking another little personal break, and this is, going to make Mason wait a little bit longer. Mason's going to go get a little break too. He's following off after him.
Wow, this is an intense match. I mean, I haven't seen him on this one good in a while. It's great. And we'll be back here again on Sunday, folks. We got Queen of the Hill starting at 11:30, I believe.
11:30.
11:30.
You should know. You're here every week commentating on it.
I know, but I'm not always here for the Queens. Sometimes I am. I'll be here this week for the Queens. I'll be here all week.
We got the Queens on Sunday morning or Sunday early afternoon, and then
Jesters 1:45.
just is 1:45.
Nights at 4:30.
Nights at 4:30. And the ratings cap. So obviously, as you know, probably King of the Hill. There's no ratings on this. Anybody can play King of the Hill on Friday night. On Sundays, the Knights is capped at you got to be $5.99 and under. The Jesters, $4.99 and under, and to qualify for the Queens, have to be a woman.
Correct.
And prove it.
Envelope.
Sounds simple enough, doesn't it?
What is Chris saying? He really hits some hard. Chris, awesome commentating. Just playing, Chris. Wish you were here earlier to help me with the stream, but you did help me over the phone. I was like starting to have a panic attack. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get the TV on. I'm not going to get the stream, the soundboard on.
Mm.
Chris was like walking me through it on the phone. He's like, you have to hit the power button. It's like, oh, got it.
All right, just turn it on. That's what wasn't. Yeah. Well, John has taken an opportune moment in this match to take this break. Mason's back and chit-chatting. He's looking like he's in good spirits. He's got someone to talk to over there.
Yes, Al. Laura is coming back. She'll be battling with Cheryl this Sunday. MH popping out for a second. Be back with us shortly. So I'll just talk with myself in the booth about... I have no idea. How about how great this match is? Holy cow. Really got to give it to John, sticking with it the whole time. He went up 5-1. I was like, wow, this guy came to play. Then it was Mason getting the momentum, and Mason started running away. And I was like, oh, man, John's in trouble. But then John started catching a gear and just stayed in the match and started grinding his way back. And he just has not quit. It doesn't matter what happened in the match. He's found a way to stick in this match, which is incredible. Check in on our 10-ball tournament. See who's left over on the winner side here. See if my phone gets a signal. Does not look like I'm getting a signal in the booth here. I should be on the Wi-Fi, though. What's going on with that? All right, folks. I don't know if you can see the poll vote. Who's going to be the winner? We have 53 votes in. And right now we got 66% of the field saying it's going to be Mason the Stone and 33% saying Jonathan Hollywood Giles. So we'll run that again. We got the votes starting over. Mason was at 66%. See what you guys think now. We're racing to 15. It's 13-14. Mason on the hill and coming to the table with a dry break. All right, little bit of a clumpy table here. I almost think the solids are probably the balls to take. However, not a very good start and shot, so he's probably going to elect stripes. All right, Chris, that thing's in the way, so if I hit close poll, does it shut it off? I don't know. I don't like that it blocks the chat box. But MH is back in the booth. I was just telling the people at home the poll was in, 53 votes.
Yeah.
66% Mason.
Oh.
The rest, 33% Jonathan. So we're missing 1%. That's only 99%.
I saw a poll in a magazine recently where they were asking men what they liked about women's legs, and 20% said they like women with thin legs, 20% said they like women with fat legs, and everybody else said they like something in between.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh, man. MH?
We need a laugh track in there. I've said that many times before.
Yeah, we do.
So, meanwhile, that's what makes April so interesting, you know. Got to get over the frustration of that last rack, Mason. Match could have been over here, but just rolled a fraction out of position. And now, what a complex, clustered table we're looking at. And I feel like, you know, Mason's obviously feeling a little disappointed right now. John, on the other hand, I think is just going to gain sort of strength from this. He's feeling aggressive.
This is going to be a great shot if it goes.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, ultimately, this whole match is going to boil down to things like if that ball had gone down and he ran out here,
Yeah,
it'd be a
still
different story. But
still an open table. And I said earlier that solids were the balls to take. But now it's looking like
Well,
stripes.
what I would say, though, is if he's on the 7 in a way that he can roll forward and get on the 5 and the 2, because I believe both the 5 and the 2 have a pocket
Yeah, 5 and the 2 is
past the 13 there.
the only reason he's thinking about the stripes. If the 5 and 2 were anywhere else, he'd be taking
There
solids.
might be a positional shot right now to get on the 2 ball.
I don't know. It's risky.
So he's looking at stripes here. Follow the 10 ball to where he's pointing his cue is what he's thinking about.
I like the stripes right now. I like the solids earlier in the rack, but
Yeah.
the 14 ball wasn't sitting where it was. So
And because the 11 goes, the 11 does have pockets. It seems a little awkward, but once the 14 is gone, that's why he wanted to shoot the 14 early. And it looks like he's just got to use a little bit of spin on this ball. You're right in line with the shot. Look at the through the window there. Yeah, a little bit of outside English to get around there.
oh, that's gonna really help that roll on the 11.
That roll on the 11. And so that last shot that John played, where you said this would have been a good shot if it goes, another one where he's cutting it out of the blue, that's
Yeah.
might have been the final turning point in this match, where he stood chance to draw even hill. If that ball had gone in, or at least a chance. Mason's not out yet, and when the table's all awkward like this, you just run a little bit out of position.
I almost
And
like
it can
taking
get
the-
difficult, but he's okay still.
Yeah, I mean everything's pretty accessible.
He's
right
not
now.
using the 9 to get on the 15 right now, which tells you he's not got the right angle for that. But that shot there
He does now.
has put him just in perfect line, yeah. So he can do that. It's simplified. So now he knows, and it's weird, isn't it? The psychology, and I'm sure we've all got caught where we've done the work
He might roll all the way to the 12 though.
because he now knows he has a clear, because of how well he played there, he's got a clear out, but not out until you actually make it happen. And there,
Well, it could be
not
a
quite
little
what
tricky.
he was thinking. So what that tells you is he did have a little angle on that ball. It wasn't really straight. He tried to play some little touchy stun shot, I think, or run through and misjudged it.
See, I thought he might have followed all the way to the 12 and then played 12, 15.
No,
15
he's got to
to 8.
rely on his instincts here, and he's just got down and then immediately got up and shook his head. This, just like that last rack, is a one where he's very close to running it and taking the match, but he knows that he's just gone a little bit weird here.
Well, yeah, if he's got to shoot over the 8, makes it difficult, but it does lead right to the 15 for his last ball.
I think so, yeah. I mean, just bear down and roll the 12 ball in, and
But you got to
what he
shoot
doesn't like is just the
over.
gentle roll of that shot. Does he hook himself on the 15? It's got to come out wide enough so he at least can chip it in the side pocket.
Mason does this better than anybody I know, shooting over a ball. This is
You
not.
need a really clean stroke for this.
Hold on to your seats, folks.
Well, accurately struck.
I'm telling you, he does it better than anybody in
And
the
a
game.
good bump on the 8 ball will be helpful because he's going to have to cut his 15 in the side pocket and let the cue ball fly.
He's got to fly
No.
it between the 4 and the 8.
Like the Energizer Bunny, he's still going.
Yeah, he's got to play the 8 in the left side. I think he's going to play.
Yeah, he's got to cut it. The cue ball's going to fly. It seems to me, my sense, and of course you can't tell from over there, there's a kiss on the 4 ball that may lead to a scratch if he's not careful. But and you can't really do much with draw and follow when you're cutting the ball so thin. Your options of changing the path of this cue ball are quite limited. So what's he looking at here? He's got to figure out some way. The 8 ball, of course, does not have a clean pocket in its simple pocket.
It's all about the spin he's going to put on this
So
ball.
not only does he have to make this ball and navigate these kisses, but he's got to get the cue ball down table. He can't stay up here, otherwise he's in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Bang.
See how I was
And
doing?
he got the ball
Yeah.
down table.
That was talking about right between the 4 and the 8. That's
Yeah.
where he went. He would have had the 8 in the side, but he missed the shot. And that's all because of the spin that he was putting on that ball.
Yeah, so yet again, a fraction away from just running out and closing this match. John,
Chance to get to the hill here.
He's definitely got a good chance here. And because the 4-ball doesn't go and you don't want to break it out without doing something, you got to play safe here because if you can get ball in hand, you can do something with the 4-ball.
Yeah, develop the table.
And if you don't get ball in hand and Mason gets a good hit, then Mason broke the 4-ball out. Yeah, and even better, what he's done there, give himself another safety net if he's managed to stop the 8-ball going past the 2. But that's key there. You really strengthen your position. If I think he's actually not blocked the 8-ball, but it puts Mason in a world of hurt. Mason doesn't even want to hit this.
I don't think
he also doesn't want to give up ball in hand, but he really doesn't want to hit this because what's it going to do? I mean, is there a pocket that he can call it in? Maybe.
I don't think there's a good way to even get
maybe
to the 15 here.
This is one rail kick. If he can you just roll that 15 into the side pocket?
Here's what I'm thinking is even if you do hit the 15, your player's got duck soup. So your best option here is just give your opponent ball in hand, but take that 8-ball and see if you can tie it up there by the 1, 3, 7 something.
In the middle of the table away from the rail. Yeah, unlikely.
Tie that 8 up and give yourself a
I like
chance.
the idea. I just don't think you shoot that shot a lot of times. Give me ball in hand. I don't think you're ever really tying everything up. Those balls go in both side pockets. It's going to be a little tip tap. So I don't know. There might be a most incredible shot to go for here. He may have a 1-rail gentle kick shot in the side pocket.
A kick shot in the.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could hit the 15 clean.
Because of the 4-ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell that really.
It would be incredible if he could. Wow.
It would be a shot that needs to be reviewed by the umpires in slow motion.
Yeah, I think he's just going to try to tie this 8-ball up to something.
It's difficult to tie it up in any real meaningful way there, honestly. You're almost better off getting a good hit and hoping that Lady Luck and the billiards gods tie things up. Because if you get a good hit, he just may not end up, I'm not saying you end up favorite, but well, that does not help. And so that didn't really know what to do there. He was trying to do something, like you said. I'm sure that was some kind of shot on the 8-ball to try and manufacture something out of nowhere. But in hindsight, it's just as likely as it goes in the side pocket. And you take that consideration when you're calculating your odds.
Folks, we are hill. This is unbelievable.
Incredible moment. Tension's on now, and this is a real test of character, metal, willpower, and there's still billiards gods and Lady Luck are going to play a part. And John's got to feel, the momentum. He's got the momentum, really. Those last 2 racks are deflating for Mason, but nothing matters except for the next one.
Yeah, that last rack, that 8-ball. he was trying to do something with it. But
And as I predicted early on, this is going to go hill.
You did predict it.
Because it just did.
Yeah.
I knew this match was going to be tough. Right after John won the first rack and showed me, because I don't really know John's game very well. I've run into him a couple of times at pool tournaments. But he's definitely shown in the early part of this match that he was aggressive and here to win and making good aggressive, giving himself a chance to win type shots.
Yeah, I think Princess, let's take a look at this 8. You really got to think
he's trying to get that into the cluster with the stripe.
Yeah.
Is what he's trying to do. Yeah, look at that. If that had hit the rail and bounced off, is it really a big problem for his opponent? No. His solids had a complete and utter control of that rack with all those balls on the table.
And earlier, Princess 67, Lisa Heckman, she predicted hill as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we've been hill on
Now we
King
should
of the Hill.
open another poll. Who's going to win this? What we know is John's going to be breaking.
Oh, man, it's so tough.
And there's a flip of a coin right there, right? Who gets the first open table? Does this next rack open up good? And half the racks, probably more than half, have been dry.
Philip Liptak. YOWSA. Yasa?
Well, if those are words I'm supposed to understand, Patrick,
I don't know what it means.
can you use it in a sentence?
No, I can't. Also, we've had a flip in the polls. So our prior poll was 66% Mason, 33% Jonathan. It is now 60% John, 40% Mason.
And really, breaking, that is a slight advantage. It's not quite equal here. Unless your chances of making a ball on the break are less than 50%.
And Mason just chimed in. Always improvement to be better. Absolutely. 100.
That's nice, isn't it?
I don't
Just
know.
a fraction better on those last two racks, you know, and he would.
My spidey sense tells me that Mason's going to put something together in this last rack. Unless Jonathan, this is what I predict. If Jonathan doesn't break and run this rack, I think Mason's taking it down.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't predict because it's ultimately, you know, who gets the first crack in this rack is seems to be a bit like about a 50-50 chance here. Who gets the first run? Do they actually complete that run? Is the next question. That's going to be the test. That's going to be on them to use their skills to take that chance.
Well, I'll tell you, our players are definitely building up the drama. I mean, they're taking a break right at the hill.
Yeah.
So I mean, it must have been Jonathan that took the break because he's breaking. So, I mean, if you have momentum, if you win 2 games in a row, you get to the hill, you got the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go and take a break?
I probably wouldn't unless I had a reason to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
it's interesting.
If exactly what you're saying is, why don't you just carry on?
Carry on.
Are you more concerned about your opponent? Is that really what's going through your mind? And if it is, you know, stop it. But you're better off focusing on just whatever you have to do to take your chance and play good at in this next rack.
All right, Bryce, I appreciate it.
There you go. They've had a little knuckle bump to say good luck in this last hill rack. This is it, folks. The whole match right here.
Last game.
And Jonathan Giles, who has played a great match, is not going to lift that triangle off those balls until he is absolutely sure they're sitting just the way he wants them.
I'll tell you what, though, if he does walk away, if he does win this match, that jump shot that he made in rack 20 whatever,
right.
That's one that's got to be posted on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, just as a standalone highlight.
Yeah, that jump in that 8 ball in was just incredible.
Making sure he gets a really good rack here. We'll actually get a better angle on what he's doing over here. Again, worst producer in the world sitting in the booth right here. Okay.
Sometimes, you know, in the moment and the tension here, you can kind of spend too much time trying too hard to get it just right. So after all that, can you still let your inner animal out and just play good like you were before? Jonathan hasn't shown any signs of that. He stayed aggressive and pretty much the same the whole match.
L says, come on, Giles. And we're back. Final game. Hill.
Now, his previous breaks, it's like he's snicking the 1 ball and then hitting the 2 ball. But he's also been attacking the 1 ball head on, and those seem to open up good, but they often are dry. But they open up the best is when he aims right at the 1 ball. That's what he's so fine in this match.
Going right at the 12 here. See where he hits it.
I think he's hitting the head ball full on.
Yeah, you're right. Hit the 1 ball dead on, but nothing dropped.
That's right. And that's what's been happening in this match. They usually open up good when he's done that in the times he has. In this particular case, the billiards god says there's nothing going to be easy here. And this whole match, $500 a man. Nobody wants to lose this. This final rack is deep and complex.
You gotta like solids here. Yeah, starting with the 2 ball. Oh, I thought
He called safe.
on an open break. No.
Yeah, it's such an awkward, difficult layout of the table. It's like,
I guess. I've never seen that. That's an
Yeah.
interesting play.
I mean, he hasn't given John any clear path to victory, at least by doing that.
No.
And it's still going to be an open table after this shot. You still have to drive a ball to a rail, get a legal hit. You don't want to give up ball in hand. Yeah, he snicked that ball. What are you going to do? What's your plan, Patrick?
Man, this is tough.
Play it cool. As long as you know you're not giving him a chance to get out, don't worry about it. Play a combination of the 1-6 and call safe again.
Yeah, we are not taking any chances at Hill here.
And if there's any way to develop some kind of safety net where you cluster your opponent's balls while yours are open, develop them into, we haven't even picked solids or stripes yet, so that's the interesting thing. But the question is, what about the 8 ball? Once you've got to make a choice at some point to go for it. How do you know when it's the right time?
When you can see the out. You got to see
there's
the
a
out.
way, yeah, and you don't want to just keep playing safeties. What if it's a tough out and you need to give it a chance, break stuff up and roll the dice? Go for it. And he's going for it. There you go. That one shot. Hit the replay on that. That was amazing. How did the 5 ball end up moving?
Where that 8 ended up.
Because he broke those up too. That was kind of amazing. And he's just given himself a chance. That amazing shot right there has turned I was just saying, when are you going to go for it? And he went for a shot there, popped everything open, has really given himself a chance.
He's playing a 12 here. I might have to hit the replay on this one. Yeah. No, we'll save it for the... I got to hit the replay on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's key. I mean...
So that previous replay, we can only see when we watch the highlight tape back, which
correct
kind of automatically comes out at like a day later or something, doesn't it?
Yep.
These King of the Hill highlight tapes.
Chris G puts those together for us. Does an awesome job.
This is awkward, though. Where's the cue ball going?
Right
off the 5 ball into the pocket. Didn't like that at all. I knew that was something weird. Now Mason.
That could be the match.
Can't believe it. He's given Giles a chance in this rack too.
Ball in hand with pretty much duck soup almost.
Now we'll find out how bad John really wants to win this. He does not have to let Mason shoot again. He doesn't have any really major problems here, except for making sure he picks pockets for the 3 ball and the 1 ball. And because the 6 gets you on the 5, I'd shoot the 3 ball first, honestly, and get on the 1. Draw back for the 7, and then I feel like I'm pretty much virtually done by then.
Yeah, I like starting with the 3, but probably working my way to the 6 next. Or 6, 1, 3.
Yeah, because I mean, your finish could be 6, 5, 8, right?
Yeah.
And with ball in hand, let's get rid of the 1 and the 3 and the 7.
Actually, you might want to think about starting with the 5 ball.
I don't mind leaving the 5 till last to get on the 8. But any of those balls can get on the 8. So, yeah, if you want to do that first, it really doesn't matter. You could actually run these in almost any order, and most of those options are actually reasonable. But, yeah, just like him, I didn't like the 3 ball, so get rid of that with your ball in hand. Find a way to get the 7 gone.
Got to hold your nerve.
Use the 4 if you have to, but the 1. And then you leave the 6 and the 5 till last. He's shooting the 7. He's just going to make sure he ends up with a nice shot. Probably on the 4 ball in the same pocket.
We hit that a little soft.
The opposite way.
Hit that soft.
Yeah, if the 1 goes in the side past the 6, then he's okay. And Mason is going to feel. If he gets down and he rolls this 1 ball in, yeah, he's going to. So Mason now has this deep sinking feeling, wondering, suspecting that he might not get another shot.
Yeah, something has to go catastrophically wrong here for John not to get out.
Yeah, no, he played these. Well, no, he's okay. Yeah.
I think you're right. That 5 ball's going last. You called that 6 balls deep.
That's why they call me 6 balls deep Penglaze.
I knew as soon as I said it. Oh man, I was like, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, he hit that nice.
Yeah.
That was just about perfect. Just really 2 stop shots or 1 stop shot and just roll the 5 in.
Yeah, this is really going to hurt Mason. He had runs in the last 3 racks. And the 2 previous ones, he was really looking very good for getting out, and things just went minusculely, ever so slightly wrong.
He played that off.
Yep.
15.
So that he could stop and control the cue ball.
Yep. And to make sure that Q didn't go behind the 15, like getting really weird.
And all those folks out there who were predicting John Giles to win this match.
He fought his way back, stayed in it. I mean,
know what he's like. He hasn't given up or changed. He stayed aggressive the whole match. He's played a great match. And we get to see more of him if he makes this 8 ball.
Be back next week.
There he is. New champion. John Giles came back in a monumental battle and has definitely shown his will and determination. He's tough. He's a tough opponent, no doubt about it. He's a good player. And we'll see him again next week. We want to thank everybody out there for watching King of the Hill at the Mad Apple. We'll see you same time next week, where new champion Jonathan Giles will be receiving a new challenger.
And we have one. So tune in. See you guys. You can tune in Sunday as well for King's Court. And then we'll be back next Friday. So
Thanks, Patrick.
thanks, MH.
All right. Oh, no, go on. You hang up first.
Oh, no, you're good. Shut it down. All right, guys. We'll be back. Really appreciate you sticking with us. We went all the way into Saturday. I don't even know what day it is, but we went past midnight.
Love you. Bye-bye.
We got Bobby's World in the house. But all right, guys. Take it easy. Thanks.